And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream here on the Film Stock channel, starting on time. In honor of that, I got a Diet Dr. Pepper right here, and it's ice cold, mind you. Love it. It is Wednesday, October 8th, 6 p.m. Eastern, and we're live. And for those who are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome. What these are, essentially, is a way for me to hang out with you guys, answer as many questions as I can. We'll talk movies, shows, sports, theme parks, food, whatever it may be. Fire off your questions in the chat. I'll hang out for like an hour to an hour and a half. We'll see how the vibes are. And we'll have a great time. That's really how it is. Usually I try and do a couple of these a month. This is my first one for the month of October. First one in almost a month. So it's been a hot minute. But we're here and we'll do it live, as they say. So if you're in here live right now, hit that like button. Helps out tremendously. If you guys are here on the replay, hit the like button as well. Helps out quite a bit. And Super Chat is the way to go to guarantee that I get right to your question, comment, concern. It's a huge way to help support the channel. It's also a way to guarantee that I can answer your question. So I think that's kind of the ground rules, the basis of the stream. I got my man Jacob Starcourt Food Court hanging out in the chat. So, you know, if you spam too much or if you get out of hand, he might come for you. Kind of like the Mind Flayer in season 3. You know, you're going to get added to the physical form Mind Flayer, if you will. But just because, you know, what was I going to say? Totally lost my train of thought. I got my Joe shirt on and we're rocking it. All right, let's do this thing. I got a package in the mail today, by the way. New Stranger Things Funko Pops. They finally came in. I ordered them all last week, but they're all here now. So that's all I got for you guys. I see we got 98 people in here. Welcome, welcome. And let's just get down to business. I'm going to get to as many of these questions as I can. And Super Chat, again, is the way to go to guarantee I get your question, comment, or concern. I see we had some people in here early. Shout out you guys for being here early. Someone asked if I've seen Alice in Borderland. I have not seen Alice in Borderland. Have I reserved my seats for Wicked for Good yet? I have not. But I am going to see it that week for sure. Potentially at an early screening, but I'm actually considering doing the Wicked for Good double feature. But I'll be honest with you guys, for my life, anything in the month of November onward has not been etched in stone or planned for me because I'm at the mercy of Stranger Things. It's at that point in the year where like I'm very non-committal about things because I don't want to go somewhere and be out of the house when Stranger Things drops a trailer. So it's real. Then like I'm serious. After November 1st, I really have like no concrete plans in my life. So yeah. Anyway, Jack Kennedy's in here. Shout out Jack. Shout out Emily. Let's see. Welcome in Chris. We got another Chris in the stream. Jeremy McBride says, hey, Chris, what do you think about each episode of Training Side reportedly being over 90 minutes? I saw that not long ago. Big if true, it wouldn't really shock me. I still think we're going to get some episodes that are like an hour 20 or like an hour 15. But I fully expect every episode, like the shortest episode would be an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm not at all surprised by this news. I think hour and a half to hour 45 is like the sweet spot with it being the final season. And that's kind of standard stuff, honestly. If you look at season 4, right? Dear Billy was around there. The episode Papa was around there. Massacre was around there. Of course, Piggyback was like 2 hours 20, I want to say, right around there. So I'm not really shocked, honestly. I'm here for it, if anything. Leanna's in here. Shout out, Leanna. Hope you're doing well. I hope that I think you said your cousin or sibling was on vacation in Orlando. I hope they were able to secure some of that Target merch for you. We have a super chat. First super chat of the stream right here. Love the classic Spidey profile pic. Ahmed says, watch the Spectacular Spider-Man TV show. Well, there you go. I haven't seen it. Honestly, I've probably seen parts of it. Growing up, I remember watching variations of Spider-Man cartoons on like Disney XD or one of those channels on cable. And so I've seen probably episodes of it. I just don't have any memory of what happened. And I haven't viewed it as an adult. So really, have I actually seen it? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But thank you for the super chat. I'll take that into consideration for sure. Honda Germ, I'm doing well. Welcome in, everybody. Zoe, how you doing? What's good? What's good? Next month is the month, people. We're almost there. We're almost there. Stranger Things lover, Lance. Jopper Supremacy, I agree. Emma the Gymnast, hello. Isaiah is everything. Always good to see you here, man. Hope you're doing well. Hunter Talks Movies is in here. We got Ego Waffle. We got an indie cameo coming up, by the way. Do you want to say hello? Hey, buddy. Indy, you're on stream, buddy.
Man spreading.
Oh, yeah, he's a good floofy boy. Look at him. Oh, this is my cat, Indy. He's the man, and he's a floof ball. We love him. And that's Cam. He's like, okay, I'm ready to leave now. Yep. Great little cameo from the boy. Dustin's in here, says, hey, I'm a big fan of the Viz. Well, I appreciate that. Did you hurt yourself? My cat, it can be a menace sometimes. He can be like Dart from season 2. Let's see. Will I watch Welcome to Derry? Great question. One of his hairs just got on my tongue. Probably. I'm actually catching up on some TV shows right now. Peacemaker being one of those. I know season 2 ends this week. I'm on the 3rd, so I'll watch the 3rd episode today, and a couple others probably. I'm playing catch up so that I can watch the finale live tomorrow. I've got 5 episodes left to watch because there are 7 out, so I've watched 2 of them. So I'm going to catch up on that. I'm watching Gen V weekly. I haven't talked about that anywhere, I don't think. Have I even addressed that on stream? I'm watching that every week, so I've seen every episode of that except for the one that drops today. I'm also going to try and watch that tonight. So those are the 2 shows I'm currently watching, like, that are coming out. I am in the middle of a Breaking Bad rewatch. I finished season 3 almost probably a week or so ago now. And that's on hiatus for the time being. I'll pick back up with that because season 4 and 5 are goated. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with TV right now. Welcome to Derry, I believe, comes out October 26th. I'll probably try and tune in. But I'll be honest, like I said kind of earlier in the stream, my mind has been on Stranger Things. I'm rewatching it right now. I'm doing the Stranger Things Rewind on Patreon. And so we're in the middle of season 3, probably going to watch the next 2 episodes tomorrow so I can film ahead for those. But yeah, I'm watching a bunch of TV. It's things I've seen and then new shows. So 4 shows. I'm technically watching Stranger Things again right now for the millionth time. Breaking Bad, and then I'm watching Gen V season 2 and Peacemaker season 2. So that's what I've been doing, watching a lot of TV. I have got back into a movie groove. I only watched 1 movie in September, which sacrilegious to say, I know, probably to many of you. But I had various trips I went on with friends or family. I also was watching an ungodly amount of television. So that's why I wasn't logging much on Letterboxd. I didn't forget about the app. I'm very obsessive about logging everything I watch. So trust me, I would never forget to log something. September was just not a movie month for me. And that happens. There's a couple months in the year usually where I don't watch as many films. And so that's why, if you guys are wondering. Dr. Monk says, I've been watching your content for years. Well, hey, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for sticking around all this time. Isaiah's Everything with a super chat. Let me take a water break. I got a Dr. Pepper here too, by the way. Isaiah's Everything says, I'm not sure if we want Stranger Things 5 to come out. That means it's going to end, and I don't know if I'm going to be ready for it to end. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you in a sense, right? Like, I am deeply going to miss the show. I want to see how it ends, but at the same time, this is it. There is no buildup. There is no, we'll wait a few more years and get the next season. That's done. Over. Their time is up, to quote Miracle. And so it is alarming, but I also know they're not done in the world of Hawkins and Stranger Things. We're going to get more out of it, but nothing will ever top the original. And so we have to look forward to it, but also savor it, and don't wish the time away too fast is kind of the mindset I'm trying to have, because once it's gone, it's gone. So I'm cherishing every day, every little piece of news, every article that drops, because again, in a few months, it'll be done. We'll know how it ends. In 3 months' time, we'll know. It'll be January 8th, right? Is my math right? November, December, January. Yeah. On January 8th, we'll be sitting here going, well, that's how it ends. It's crazy to think. It'll be probably the worst post-show depression I've ever had by a good margin. So yeah, we just got to savor it. That's the mindset I'm trying to have. We got a super chat here. Thank you for the super chat. What do you think of Will losing an eye to Vecna? I've seen this theory going around online. Food for thought. I mean, I definitely think we're going to see the Vecna redesign in the official trailer. They have concealed that. They've hidden it intentionally thus far. On the poster, you can kind of see one of his eyes is covered up. We haven't seen the full face reveal. We've just seen him from behind, shooting a fireball and then walking through, not a fireball, deflecting flamethrower. Flames is my take on that final shot of the teaser. And then we've also seen him walking through what looks like a gate. And so we haven't seen the full design. I think he's definitely going to be missing an eye. Will he take an eye from Will or Max? Is that the theory? I mean, that would be nuts. Could you imagine? All I can think about weirdly is the Funko Pop that would drop like months after Will without eye. I'm not opposed to it, honestly, because that's kind of a way, not a cop-out, but that's kind of a way to like make the stakes felt, right? This physical disfigurement of a character for life, but they're still alive and they still have a story to tell. So I don't hate it, actually. I don't hate it. Not a bad not a bad take or theory. RL with the super chat, thank you, RL, says this may be a hot take, but I think Will's death will be the saddest death. Putting our favorite characters aside, I think for the plot itself. So if Will were to die, it'd be the saddest. Interesting. Okay. It would certainly be crushing. We kind of got a taste of what everyone's reaction would be like at the end of Ep 3 of Season 1, Holly Jolly, when Will's fake body is discovered at the quarry. Great line delivery from Lucas there. Hopper's performance, he just looks devastated. There's a lot of moments where, Mike runs home, he's crying when he walks in his house. So that would hit for sure. I think any of the OG party, right, the 4 main kids, that would hurt like hell. Yeah, Will would be up there. I think 11's death would also be quite upsetting. Again, we got somewhat of a taste of that in Season 1, but at that point in time, the character relationships weren't established, right? There was no Hopper-L relationship. So, I mean, now it would be 10 times more devastating. You know what I'm saying? Let me take a sip of this Diet Dr. Pepper real quick. Phenomenal. Nerdverse TV says, hello, just went to Target searching for merch. There you go. If you guys have a Target nearby and you want Stranger Things merch, go check it out. There's lots of good stuff there. Multiple Targets around me have different options, and some Targets have the displays, some Targets don't. So just do your research online would be my 2 cents. Go to Target's website, look up Stranger Things merch, and you can choose the store you want, and you can go find some in person. Mount Rushmore of superhero TV shows. Phenomenal question. This is a tough one, though, at the same time. I would say off the top of my head, I would throw Daredevil on there. I would have to put Daredevil on there. That is the first of the Marvel Netflix run. It is still a damn great TV show, in my opinion. I don't know if that includes Born Again or not. We can say it does for the sake of this argument. So Daredevil 1 through 3, and then Born Again would be on there. So that's 1. I would then put The Boys on there because of what it did initially with Season 1, subverting expectations with the genre, parodying the superhero genre, but it's obviously evolved into something more. I'd probably cheat and put Gen V with that. So I'd have The Boys universe, I'd have Daredevil and The Punisher. Honestly, I'm cheating here because it's my Mount Rushmore. So I'm putting Daredevil in the Punisher series. I'm putting The Boys and Gen V. I would honestly I would pick the best of the MCU shows, and I would put Loki on there. I think Loki, I am not making this up. I think about the finale of Loki season 2, not weekly, but monthly. There'll be a moment where I'm like, those final lines, those get me. Loki season 1 and 2 would both be there. So that's 3 of them. And then a 4th. Thank you guys for the super chats, by the way. I see them rolling in. I'm about to get to those right now. A 4th would be damn tough. Here's the thing. I haven't seen Smallville. I haven't seen... I don't want to throw any other MCU shows on there, right? What about DC? Peacemaker's pretty damn good. Would I put it on the Mount Rushmore, though? How about this? There was a point in time where I would have put Invincible on there. I can't say that anymore. I wasn't, and I know I'm in the minority. I don't really care. I'm beyond caring if my opinion upsets someone. It's just my opinion. I didn't care for Invincible season 3. I thought 2 was a massive step down as well. Season 1 of that show is great. So I can't put Invincible on my Mount Rushmore. I'll go... for comedy's sake, I'll put the original Batman show from the 60s or whatever. There you go. Shout out Starcourt, by the way. And then Ryan says, when do I think the season 5 trailer is dropping? I think at the end of this month. I think either October 27th, which is the anniversary of season 2, or October 31st, which is Halloween. It would be on brand for the holidays because that's when they're dropping all the rest of the episodes. All right, we got some super chats piling up here. Appreciate you guys. Easton says, what are your thoughts on Maleven? I think Endgame. I'm with you if they both live. If they both live, I think they would end up together. I think that 11 is not safe. But in terms of them being a couple until their final breath, I think that that's the case. I think that all the show has built up them as a couple. In the marketing for season 5, they just reaffirmed that, in my opinion. There are many shots of them together before what looks like a mission or a moment of danger. Specifically, I'm citing in the teaser when we see Mike sort of consoling 11 before she goes into what looks like a homemade bathtub configuration in Hopper's cabin. That's my theory. So To me, that's like, hey, I'm right here with you. So I think they're definitely an endgame type couple. I don't know if they're both going to make it out alive, but if they do, I would imagine they would stay together. But I love them 11. They're very sweet. Another super chat here says, I sense Lucas will collect a high kill count this season. Thoughts? Ooh. You think he's just going to be out here bodying Demogorgons with his slingshot? I want Lucas to have an upgraded, legitimate slingshot, all right? Not to say, I mean, he technically hit Billy with that thing in the sauna test. I just rewatched that episode, but like, I want a high-powered military-grade slingshot for the man. I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know if we just give him a crossbow and call it a day, but that's kind of where I'm at with that. I could see him doing damage to some demo varieties, okay? We got demo dogs, demo bats, demogorgons, potentially a new demo. I don't know what it could be, but yeah, I'm not opposed to that. Dr. Pepper Break, diet specifically. Owen with a super chat. Shout out Steve, season 5 profile pic. What's your favorite storyline for season 5? Mine's Holly. Well, considering we haven't seen it yet, I can't tell you concretely what my favorite storyline is. I can tell you what I'm the most intrigued by, though. I would say for me, I've always favored whatever storyline Steve and Dustin have been involved in for the past 2 seasons. Okay, so Scoop Troop in season 3, and then in season 4, they're both involved in the Creelhouse storyline. And so to me, that's the one that's caught my attention in marketing. And this time around, it's Steve, it's Dustin, it's Jonathan, it's Nancy. I think there's just a lot of meat on the bone there, character work wise. You're going to have Dustin, who's still grieving Eddie. At some point, he's probably going to be mentally toyed with by Vecna and see a vision of Eddie, whether that's, an evil Eddie that says, this is your fault, Dustin. Like, I died because of you. Just manipulating him, okay? And then Steve's going to have to be there to console him. On top of that, you do have the long-running love triangle of Stancy versus Jancy, and that working itself out. So I think there's just a lot of drama there, but a lot of good moments. I also think there's unexplored potential with the Steve and Jonathan duo. They can sort of make amends for the alley fight in season 1. If you think about it, they haven't been on the best terms. Not to say they hate each other or anything, but they've just been kind of at a distance since season 1. They really haven't had like friendly moments necessarily. And so I think there's a lot of potential there for them to have a breakout dynamic that could steal the season. So that's the one that I'm the most intrigued by, that grouping. And I think they actually are part of the best shot we've seen in the marketing thus far. It's the shot from behind of the 4 of them in the upside down looking at Hawkins' lab. It's so clean. There's like a strike of red lightning in the sky that illuminates the scene. It's just chilling stuff, really. I can't wait to see what that budget is doing, because that budget's going to work. Dr. Pepperake. By the way, if you guys want extra content, you like this sort of discussion, Patreon's the place to be. I have a whole deep dive series into every episode of the show that I'm doing right now with my fiance, Cam, called Stranger Things Rewind. We're about halfway through season 3 right now, but we're doing about 2 a week leading up to volume 1. So we've timed it where, hey, the week of or the week before, like, we'll finish season 4, and then we'll go into season 5. So check it out. If you guys become patrons on stream, I'll give you a shout out. We actually got one earlier. Shout out Breck. There you go. New patron here on the channel. Okay. JJ with a super chat says, love you, Chris. Well, hey, thank you, man. Would you be upset if the writers write Vecna into a misunderstood hero or redeem him in his final moments, Darth Vader-esque? I wouldn't hate it. And the reason I say this is because I think there is evidence this could end up happening. In my rewatch of season 2 specifically, and season 3 thus far, there's been almost an overwhelming amount of evidence that points to the Mind Flayer being the real big baddie of the show. And I've really had this 180 sort of change of opinion on who's pulling the strings. And to me, it does seem like there's the opportunity for there to be a revelation in season 5 where the Mind Flayer, or where Vecna rather, has this moment where he's like, I was corrupted by the Mind Flayer, right? Because he was just a normal kid at one point, Henry Creel, who was corrupted by this evil Mind Flayer. I think there's potential for a Vader Palpatine-esque moment. I don't know if they're going that route fully, but I wouldn't hate it. I don't think it should be a full-on redemption. I just think it should be an evil taking down the greater evil in a sense. So I don't know what they would do with that, if it would go full-on like redemption necessarily, but a fleeting glimpse of it maybe. I don't know. we'll see. I'm really hopeful for how they're going to wrap it all up, though. Isaiah's everything with a big old super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I have to take a sip of Diet Dr. Pepper in honor of that. Thank you. Cheers. What do you think Officer Callahan? Sorry. What do you think Officer Callahan and Officer Powell's arc will be in season 5? I thought they might have a bigger role in 4, but it never came. Will they have a bigger role in 5, and what will their reaction to be to seeing Hopper? So here's the real kicker. The actor who plays, I believe, Powell, what's his name? Is it Rob something? Is it Rob Morgan? Let's look it up. We got a phone right here. Rob Morgan. Rob Morgan, Stranger Things. Yeah, so he's Officer Powell. He was, I think it was in the Instagram comment section almost a year or two ago now. He said he's not returning in season 5. I don't know if that holds any weight. I think a lot of these actors who've said they aren't coming back are coming back. So I think it's probably BS. He just didn't want to spoil it. In terms of them having an actual arc, though, probably not going to be there. If you want my honest opinion, I think they have served their purpose. They could be, characters that pop in for a scene or two. But at this point in time, at least in Hawkins, the police presence is like 5th in line. There's government officials, military, government organizations have seemingly locked down Hawkins, and they are quarantined like the citizens is what it seems like, essentially. And so I don't imagine the local police force are going to have much of a say or a role at all, unless Hopper recruits them to help out for some reason as like a diversion to get them into downtown Hawkins. That could be their arc. It could be, hey, we've kind of been schmucks for 4 seasons. Let's actually do something of value. They could have like a Badger and Skinny Pete like moment from what's it called? Breaking Bad, the finale. Like they could have one little moment, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what is in store for them. I honestly don't even think they will show up and all that. I think if anything, they show up in like an epilogue or something, but I don't know if they're going to be in the show because they had a fairly big role in the back half of season 4. I feel like they're really going to be out of the picture for the most part, especially with Hopper back. But I do want to see their reaction to Hopper live. I want to see a lot of characters' reaction to that because the general Hawkins population doesn't even know he lives. And so I want to see that for sure. But hey, great question. And, I don't know if they're actually going to show up or not. We got a super chat here. Is it Sarah or Sarai? Forgive me for mispronouncing. Thank you for the super chat. It says, looks like Max is still unconscious while Lucas is in the Demodog's Jurassic-inspired scene. So looking forward to seeing what's going on there. Will or Max, who do you think will be the main vessel? Okay, great question. I do know. I love that everyone has sort of taken on the scene in the hospital with the Demodogs to be Jurassic-inspired because it so is. It's so finale of Jurassic Park coded with the Velociraptor in the kitchen. You know what I'm talking about? It's so similar. So I hope they go full Jurassic with that. I can't wait to see what the tension is like. But regarding, the back half of this, I think honestly, I lean Max, and that's something I felt for a while ever since Cam brought it up to me. Is Max could certainly be a vessel for Vecna. It's also worth noting we've hardly seen any of Max Mayfield in marketing. She's been heavily sidelined. For all we know, she is in a coma the entire season. Even recently, when the cast made the announcement video that they're going to be doing the rewatch, they showed Sadie Sink next to Jamie Campbell Bower when they were going through the different character groupings, sort of talking about the rewatch and how it was going to work. And Sadie was wearing Max's season 4 wardrobe. And so to me, I'm sitting here going, is she just filmed? Like, is she in some sort of void? Like, maybe not the void, but like some new layer, some new dimension that we actually have no idea what it is. Because I think the Duffers are going to expand the lore. I say that a bunch. I mean it. They've done it every season if you think about it. What is going to be going on? Are we going to see some new plane of existence where Vecna is communicating with her? And so the last time she was conscious, she was wearing that outfit, and that's why we see that. I have no idea. It's going to get trippy, though. That's my take. And I think that Vecna will be using Max more than Will. I think if you want the truth, I could see Vecna using Max. I could see the Mind Flayer going after Will. if you want the truth, because we know the shadow particles are outside the WSK radio tower. There's shots of Will looking almost like he's getting repossessed, a la season 2. And so to me, I'm going, hey, Mind Flayer's after Will, Vecna is after Max. Whew. I'm ready. Great question. You guys are really stoking the coals in a good way. We're having great conversation. Let's keep it going. Water break. I'm going to take this question. It's a classic. Hashtag the craving. This is a long time. I think every single stream ever, the craving has been mentioned. So, hey, thank you for the super chat, man, as always. And thoughts on Dancing with the Stars 2025, 4 weeks in. I've watched every episode. I have my favorites. I have those I don't care for as much. I will say, with regard to last night's episode, my favorite dances from last night. I am a huge fan of The Jungle Book. Okay, so when Wanna Be Like You was danced to, I was a fan of that for sure. I believe that was, and I don't want to mispronounce names here, Danielle or Daniela. One of the two. Hopefully I'm even right on that. I'm bad with names sometimes on that show. I loved that dance. I'll give you my thoughts on all of them. Great dance. I was a fan of Jen's dance. You know, the Secret Life of Mormon Wife alum, or I guess she's still on the show. I don't watch it. That was the Aladdin one. Fan of that dance. I was a big fan of, the Alex Earl dance. And I'm not even like a fan of her per se. I don't know much about her, okay? I just know of her. I'm just talking about the dances here. The Maleficent one, that was sick. I quite liked the Tiana's Bayou Adventure inspired Jordan Child. Is that her name? That dance was also good. Very impressed with the Space Mountain quick step. I believe that was the, again, names escaping me, Parent Trap lady. Sorry, I forgot her name in the heat of battle. And then what other dances were there? Okay, Robert Earn was fine. Dylan Efron was fine. I like Robert Earn. I might even be rooting for him to win the show, honestly. I don't know where I stand. Riley Arnold is the pro. Who is the guy? What's the guy from Pentatonics? Is it Seth or something like that? I don't even know. I'm just going off the dome here. High School Musical dance. Was a fan of that one. I'm definitely forgetting some, and I've probably lost some of you guys if you don't care about Dancing with the Stars, but we're talking about it anyway. There was definitely more to, the Hamilton one. That's like the talk of the town. I mean, it was good. It was good, okay? But I think it did not deserve a 9. I'll say that much. And then that's it, right? I'm probably forgetting a couple. My apologies. Andy. Andy's dance. I love Ratatouille. If you guys know, that's like my favorite animated film alongside The Lion King. Those two are going to battle frequently for that title. Lovely dance. Lovely man. I don't know how much further he has to go. And then Hilaria, who got eliminated, did the Cantina, which was fine. I really don't care that she left the show. You know, it is what it is. So probably forgot 1 or 2 in there. But there you go. That's my thoughts so far. I hope we see some bangers on dedication night next week. I'll be tuned in. Fat Boy Steve with a super chat. Love it. Do you think the letters that Max had written to her friends will be read? I'll be honest, I don't know. I think that I don't think they will be read. I instead think we're going to do a crazy time jump, epilogue style, and whoever's alive in that epilogue will have like graduation letters they read. That could be sweet. There you go. That's my counter to that. But hey, not a bad theory at all. I remember those were like right after season 4 ended. There was a lot of talk going around about what about the letters? Got to hydrate. Sorry. But no, great question here. So I appreciate that. And thank you for the super chat. All right, let's run some questions here in the chat. Where did I order my Funkos from? The Funko website. Shout out them. They always ship things perfectly in protectors, like not the plastic protectors, unless I think you pay extra. But they know what they're doing. They're not like, I think Walmart is it that really kind of screws you over packaging wise sometimes. They're not like that. Hiram Hawk says, how about those upsets? Yeah. Down go the Texas Longhorns. Pretty wild, huh? What's the big upset this weekend? I'll give you one. It's not huge, but I'm delusionally buying into Missouri beating Alabama. I'm sure Bama will win by 40 now that I say that, but we'll see what happens. Do I think Joyce and Hopper survive? I do. I think they're endgame. I think they have to survive. They must. It's a must. Okay. Thoughts on Wonder Man? Where's the trailer is my question. That comes out in December, I want to say. And I actually, no trailer to my knowledge, unless I'm forgetting. There's like quick glimpses of footage and like a D23-esque sizzle reel. We haven't seen anything else. I think that's all I got for you though. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm actually gonna watch this one. I watched Marvel Zombies. I did a review of that. The only MCU shows that I haven't seen now. I haven't seen Ironheart yet. I haven't finished X-Men 97. I have 4 episodes left or 3. And what's the other one? Eyes of Wakanda. And technically, if you want to get real technical, I haven't seen the newest season of What If. So there's like a few things I need to do, and like I gotta watch like 2 more episodes of She-Hulk or some crap. So I have like a couple things to run down the checklist, but in reality, we're good. I've watched about 95% of the MCU. So we're doing all right, I'd say. How much money will Brand New Day make? $1 billion. Far From Home made $1 billion. I'm pretty confident in saying that. Now, that was obviously the first MCU post Endgame, and they marketed it like wow, Endgame had just come out, and so it was fresh in everyone's mind. But I really do believe in Spider-Man. I believe in Spider-Man. I believe in Tom Holland's Spider-Man as a box office behemoth. That movie is coming out in July. I think July 31st of next year is the release date. It's going to be big. I really do think that movie will rack it up at the box office. And frankly, it's coming out in the same summer as another Tom Holland movie. It's about to be a Tom Holland summer. I know Timothée Chalamet and Tom are friendly competitors. Not even really. I'm kind of making that up. They're both going to have themselves a year, it seems. And I would appreciate it if you don't spoil Peacemaker in the chat. Jacob, if you wanna just delete any comments that have like real big spoilers. I know a couple things, but like I would appreciate it if you miss it though. If it slips through the cracks, it's on me. I and the one live streaming right now having not caught up, so it's my fault if I get spoiled. I won't be like, damn it, you know what I'm saying? I kind of have an idea of where the show's headed. All right, let's see. Jay Hayes, what's good? Doing a little bit of catch up here in the regular chat, and then we'll go right back to the super chat to see them still come in. Appreciate you guys for that. I just wanted to get past the initial stuff. Cats are the best. I love my indie cat. Damon, what's going on? These posters, anything that's white in my background that looks like watercolor print is from Adam's Art Box. You can go follow him on Instagram. He has a shop, phenomenal artist. He goes to a lot of conventions as well. So go follow him, Adam's Art Box on Instagram. Tell him I sent you. Okay. Stranger Things will be, I believe it'll always be goated. I'm with that. I'm not going to argue. Do a flip. Team Stancy all the way. Depends on the season, honestly, truly. Ultra Club, hello. Yeah, Stranger Things, rewatching the show is just, it's all time. We got Ollie in the chat. Shout out my man, Ollie. Hope you're doing well. Might be a hot take, but Gen V feels like a spinoff to me in a bad way. It's a lesser version of The Boys, unlike Better Call Saul, which, for example, that stands up on its own. Okay, I definitely disagree a little here because I do think Gen V stands on its own very well. I will say the difference between the two, Better Call Saul, majority of that show is like its standalone show before the events of Breaking Bad. Obviously, as you get to the end of Better Call Saul, it ties into the post Breaking Bad events. With Gen V, it's cool to me because it's working alongside The Boys to fill in the gaps and almost collide in a good way in the final season of The Boys, to where like we've had 4 seasons of The Boys, 2 seasons of Gen V, and they're like crossing over for the final event season. I think they're both necessary to watch. In my opinion, you got to watch The Boys to watch Gen V. And obviously, I think you should watch Gen V to watch The Boys, especially in season 4, but likely even more important in season 5. So I'm just thrilled. I really am thrilled to see the combination of the two shows fully in season 5 of The Boys. And so I'm ready. September was definitely a depressing month for movies. I didn't go much. I was not feeling it. Stacy says, hello, I'm going to Stranger Things filming locations in a few weeks and was wondering if you knew if the Hawkins lab is demolished all the way. I think it's still standing. As of a couple weeks ago, it was, from what I heard. And so definitely worth the trip if you're coming. At least go by, see if you can see it. Because it's not terribly far from some of the other ones near Atlanta. So you could definitely swing by. But I believe it's still standing, to my knowledge. So there you go. We got some super chats piling in here. Thank you guys. Nickel Allergy Coach says, what do you think about Jopper in the first Shadow? So I have not had the opportunity to see the play in its entirety yet. I have read about it intensely. I know a lot of major plot points and reveals, but I haven't seen it, so I can't visualize it. I think it's cool that we get some Joyce and Hopper in the play, though, based on what I know. I always wanted to get a spinoff of Stranger Things that was set in the 50s, and I think that's still possible. And I'm not just talking a play, I'm talking a legit show. I'd always, for a while, as long as I can remember, when people were like, hey, Chris, what do you want to see from a Stranger Things spinoff? I always said, hey, I want to see Joyce and Hopper in high school. I want to see Bob. I want to see Hawkins in the 50s. I think that's still on the table. I think they could play around with it. It just depends on what the future holds for Stranger Things post season 5. But I want more of that. That's my answer to this. I mean, I'm sure they're great in the play, but I want even more of it explored in its own prequel show. It goes a couple seasons showing Hawkins back then. The only issue would be how much of the upside down and the sci-fi can they really get into? Maybe it's a different genre and that could work for it. We'll see. Joel with the super chat, or Joe. Thoughts on the episode posters from Butcher Billy? Phenomenal art. I have 2 of them. I believe because he did season 4. I have the Dear Billy one right here, and I've got the piggyback one over here. I've loved every piece of art that man's ever put out for Stranger Things. I think it would be awesome to make a mural wall of every single episode poster, because I assume he's going to be doing them for 5 and then likely 3 as well. So I think that would just be awesome to have all of that artwork displayed. And so, yeah, big fan of everything we've gotten. If you don't know what he's talking about here in this question, go to Stranger Things on Twitter or Instagram, and you can find they've been releasing posters for every season, sort of at the start of every week for their little rewatch they're doing. Definitely worth checking out. The gorgeous artwork. I don't know if they're available for purchase. I haven't done my homework on that, but if they are, that's a must, in my opinion. Dr. Pepper break. Downright delicious, by the way. Network 98 with another super chat. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. I made an idea for a Secret Life sitcom starring myself. It's just a male Hannah Montana, but Tom Brady and Reese Witherspoon are my parents, McKenna Grace and Malachi Barton is my high school friends. This sounds like a fever dream. I have strange dreams with like celebrities all the time where I'm like hanging out with them. It's very bizarre. That's what this kind of sounds like to me. Tom Brady, weird, just like a weird pairing. This sounds like a dream you would have. You know what I'm saying? Where you like wake up at 3 a.m. and you're like, what just happened? I'm actually glad that wasn't real. You might be hot or cold. I don't know. It depends on the dream. But I'll wake up like alarmed, and I'll wake up and I'll have like a 5-second moment where I'm like, okay, I never have to go back to that. Thankfully, like last night I was having a weird dream and I was like, thank goodness this is over. I never want to experience this again. Do you ever have a dream where you like are being pursued, like chased, or oh, you're going to jail, like that kind of dream, or you're in a car chase or any sort of situation, you're running from something or someone, and you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm free. That's how I felt last night. But no, that sounds like a fever dream, if you want the honest truth. Melissa with 2 super chats. Thank you, Melissa. What do you think we'll get on Stranger Things Day this year? Great question. I'll be honest with you, Melissa. There's a fighting chance we don't get the trailer until Stranger Things Day. Here's my recent evidence for that. There's a Netflix original show called The Witcher. The 4th season comes out on October 30th. The official trailer dropped on October 7th. That's a 23-day gap between official trailer and premiere day. If you apply the same numbers to Stranger Things Season 5, its Volume 1 premieres on November 26th. Stranger Things Day is November 6th. That's a 20-day gap. That's not crazy. I think we're getting some sort of trailer on Stranger Things Day. I mean, that's less than a month away, technically. Stranger Things Day, it being the last one before a new season of the show premieres, they're going to want to go big. I could see them drop, because also you have to think about it this way. We're sitting here going, oh, they're going to drop a trailer this day, this day, this day. I've come to the realization, and I'm at peace with this, by the way, we're not getting a trailer until Stranger Things is done with this little rewatch series they're doing. Why would they drop a trailer in the middle of it, right? They're building up to season 5. It's very clear. And so if you do the math there, let's look at the calendar, okay? So right now, last week, the 29th to the 4th, or the 29th to the 3rd of October, they did season 1. From the 6th to the 10th, I'm just counting weekdays here, so Monday to Friday, they're doing season 2. 13th to 17th is going to be season 3, and then 20th to 24th is going to be season 4, and through the weekend, okay, Saturday. Straight, the last Stranger Saturday, I believe, is October 25th. So, by that logic, once they're done with that, the next week starts up. That Monday, October 27th, is an anniversary of season 2, and that Friday is Halloween. So those two are very likely days they could drop something, but they're not going to, I've realized they're not going to drop a trailer during the rewatch. It would throw off their whole marketing. It wouldn't make any sense in terms of like going in chronological order. So I think for the next few weeks, we're not getting any trailers. However, if they're to drop a trailer, it would the first date, like they're going to drop a trailer, but the first likely date I think is October 27th. Now, that is the week before Stranger Things Day. So if we've waited that long to the very end of October and we still don't have a trailer, I'm actually okay waiting one more week so that we get a trailer on the day that celebrates the show we all love. Or the alternative, and the delusional alternative, mind you, is that the week of the 27th to the 31st of October, we get an official trailer, and they turn around a week later on November 6th and do a final trailer, or the first 8 minutes, or the episode runtimes, or all of the above. I don't know how they want to go about it. My fear is they're going to, I don't think they're doing both. I don't think they're doing a trailer the week of the 27th and on Stranger Things Day. I think they're picking one or the other. And honestly, I'm leaning Stranger Things Day. It's almost too obvious. I do think they have the golden opportunity to do the season 2 anniversary or Halloween, but Stranger Things Day is on a Thursday. I feel like that's just a normal day. Netflix would drop a trailer. We're getting something that day. We've always gotten something. Even when the show there was no light at the end of the tunnel. They gave us an episode title or a little chunk of the script. We're getting something big. We're getting footage on Stranger Things Day. Will they gift us any from now until then? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks from tomorrow is Stranger Things Day. That's the question. So yes, I think we're getting something on Stranger Things Day this year. I think we'll probably get... It's tough to say. You know what? I'm taking a lot of time with this question because it's a good question. You totally just made me think of something. Sunday, was it? They dropped the first batch of character posters. That sort of was to round out the week of the season 1 rewatch. So I imagine this upcoming Sunday, we'll get the next batch of character posters to round out that week. And they'll do that with each batch of characters until they're done with season 4. Then, yeah, so to me, the week of October 27th is when we would first get the trailer. That's it. I feel like I've cracked the code. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we get something sooner. I just don't see them butting into their own marketing plan, cutting off the seasons with the trailer. I think they're building to season 5 and then all of November and December. Because you have to remember they're splitting into 2 volumes, technically 3. Not really. 2.5. It'll be, hey, this is where the marketing begins, November onward. That's kind of where I'm at with that. Let me take a sip of this. Great questions, by the way. Jacob just texted me, just leaked trailer dropping this Friday with the alarm. I can't believe him for shit. I know he's just messing with me. There's no way. I actually have to go to the real chat and see if everyone's screwing with me or not now. Hold on. I'm so far behind. I'm just scrolling. Okay, I knew it. I was like, you dog. Oh, man. By the way, I'm about to do a speed round, so I'll play catch up on a bunch of these questions, but I appreciate you guys being here. Hit that like button, by the way. We have 144 people in here. Hit that like button. Helps out tremendously. Thank you all for being here on your Wednesday, whatever time of day it is, middle of the night, afternoon, whatever it may be. It's 6:45 for me right now. And if you're here on the replay, hit the like button as well, and appreciate all the super chats. You guys are crushing it. Okay, where was I is the real question. Let me find my spot real quick. Stranger Things might end, but Bama owning Georgia never will. You're right. You're right, and I'm not going to argue with that. I'm a diehard Georgia fan, but when they line up to play, something mental clicks, and the little brother syndrome kicks in, and it's just like, yeah, let's take our annual whooping. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do about it. So until they win, which they won't, by the way, it's hey, avoid them, honestly. And I know that sounds, I might as well adapt the mentality of my coach, right? Hey, what's everyone else's record against him? If he wants to have that loser mentality versus Alabama, I might as well adapt it too, right? Anyway, you're right. Alabama owns Georgia, and there's nothing anyone can do about it until it's. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Where was I in this chat, by the way? Ooh, a couple more super chats just rolling. I got to get to them, and then we'll do a little back and forth action. Nate Play says, "Do you think season 5 will crack #1 on top 10 list?" Is this for like my personal ranking of TV seasons ever? Is this for like the IMDb season ranking? I don't know. I think the season's going to be beloved. I think it's going to be a very satisfying conclusion. I'm very confident in that. So I think there's a really good chance that this movie has, this season has multiple episodes rated as a 9.0 or higher by users on IMDb. That's all I'll say. That's all I got for you in terms of it ranking. I think it's going to be, I really do believe it's going to be fantastic. I'm not like worried or skeptical. I think it's going to land the plane. Excuse me. Alrighty. Chris, I saw you Letterboxd. Are you on Letterboxd? You love Tron Legacy. Guess that means Joseph Kosinski should direct Legacy sequels going forward. I agree. Yes, I watched Tron Legacy. I should say rewatched. I hadn't seen it since I want to say it was 2011 when my family rented it on demand because I did not see it in theaters. It was either the end of 2010. I don't even know when the movie came out. It might have come out. Did it come out in the fall? Whenever it came out, 6 to 7 months after that is when I watched it. And I didn't remember a bunch, but I watched the original Tron before watching Legacy this time, so I had knowledge that was probably necessary to understand the events. I watched it as an adult. I also watched it, again, coming right off the heels of Tron. It really blew me away. The first 45 minutes, I was just sitting there like, this movie's awesome. This is my shit. I love the visuals. That obviously sold me, but the way that the story unfolds with Sam Flynn's character, it just feels like a natural progression of the story. It doesn't feel like a forced Legacy sequel. It was so cleverly written, in my opinion. The big knock on the movie is the Clue CGI, which is like the de-aging of Jeff Bridges, which yeah, fair, but that's also I don't know. Would it be low-hanging fruit in a sense? I kind of think it is. It's like the obvious one thing that the movie that hasn't aged well, but I'm able to look past it. I am. And I really dug it. The Daft Punk score rocks. I was fully invested in this movie. And I really would say it's the best Tron movie by a landslide. I'd say it. I would say the movie's awesome. I'd watch it right now. I dug it, guys. And I did not expect to. I did not expect to. I didn't remember really liking it all that much when I first saw it. I was like, yeah, it's fine. Enjoyed the hell out of it. So yeah, I'm here for Kosinski. He obviously directed Top Gun Maverick. He did F1. He's directed 3 bangers that I've seen. I think he's probably done other movies. I just can't remember. I think he did that Spiderhead movie on Netflix. Never saw that one, so I can't speak to its quality. But yeah, Kosinski, I'd sign him up to do anything at this point. The man rules. He really does. He knows how to direct action too. I'll give him that. All right, let's get to the regular chat here. Got a lot to get through. Doing a speed round here. You guys ready? Here we go. Hi, Chris. Do you think Dustin has underlooked trauma? Personally, I think so. That's just me. Certainly, I think they're going to really tap into that in season 5, mainly with the death of Eddie. Muhammad says, hey, Chris, do you watch anime? I've never seen any anime shows, so I haven't, so can't speak to it. Chris on Patreon. I recognize that username. Thank you for being a patron. Shout out Pork Nelius. Have you seen the reported budget for season 5, making it possibly the most expensive show of all time? I have. I actually dropped a video today. If you guys didn't get the notification, go check it out after the stream. I have a video on the tube right now. Go check it out. All right. Let's see. What am I hoping for Eddie with season 5 scenes? I hope we have a sweet scene with him and Dustin and some sort of flashback. as opposed to a traumatic scene. Mount Rushmore of training seasons, and they're just 4 seasons. Love it. Obviously, all 4. Let's see how Peacemaker Season 2 ends. Yeah, I'm curious if it sticks the landing, though. I mean, I'm real far behind. Like I said, it could be on that Mount Rushmore. Hey, Chris, would you watch Zootopia before Zootopia 2 comes out? Certainly. Yeah, I'm planning to see Zootopia 2. I will watch Zootopia. Obviously, that's one of the few Walt Disney animated films I haven't seen for whatever reason. I have a list, and I've talked about it before in past streams, but I will be picking that up. I'll watch it in next month. Yeah, I'll watch it for sure. Okay. Yeah. Everyone check it. After this, I got a video out on the channel right now talking about the Stranger Things Season 5 budget. I know it went live like right before I went live, if that makes sense. But go check it out. I talk all about the budget there and what it could mean. So do that. Do it. I am so checked out of the Chucky universe that I have no take on this. I've only seen the first movie, Child's Play. That's it. I actually have a reaction on YouTube. That's like an old school video, though. You got to go do some hunting to find that one. Diet Dr. Pepper Supremacy, Shelley, right here. Boom. Cannot be defeated, in my opinion. Again, I'm getting to as many of these questions as I can. The only way they guarantee I get to your question, comment, concern is Super Chat. It's the way to go. It's a huge way to help support the channel as well. What episodes are you most excited for, excluding the finale, the penultimate episode, and the Volume 1 finale? For sure. I think Sorcerer is the Volume 1 finale. What's good? How you doing? Top 3 Nolan films in no order are going to be Inception. I will throw Oppenheimer in there as of today, and I will also throw The Prestige in there. The Dark Knight is also tied with those, so like it doesn't really matter, but those are all bangers. Will there be a stream the day of Volume 1? Be fun to do a pregame stream. I'm certainly hoping so. I'm thinking so. Yeah, I think I'll do my goal is to do a stream. So we're getting 3 volumes of the show. I want to do like a pregame stream for all 3 volumes. Yes, that's the plan right now. It's either going to be the day before or the day of, but like, because it's going to drop at 8:00 Eastern for me. So if I go live a couple hours before we kind of get in the groove, that could be fun. It could be fun. Could be the move. Am I going to see FNAF 2? Honestly, I don't know if I will. We'll see. Ratatouille is peak. Leif Estien's a banger. Anyone can cook. All right, let's get back to some of these super chats now. Nolan with the super chat says, what's your theory on how the show finally ends? I haven't thought about that too much, honestly. I think that it will end with, and this is kind of expected and basic, I think it will end with the eradication of the Upside Down in Vecna. How we reach that point, I don't know. Like, hey, if you asked me before Avengers Endgame, I would have told you, yeah, Thanos is probably going to die. Everyone's probably going to come back from the snap. How? Couldn't tell you for money. So, yeah, I mean, I think that'll be the case. Ideally, I don't want to give every character's prediction ending away, like for my prediction for how their character's going to wrap up. Ideally, Nancy leaves Hawkins and goes and becomes a journalist somewhere else. I think that's what's best for her. I think Joyce and Hopper ending up together married is like the only satisfying way their characters can end, in my opinion. We'll see, though. We'll see. But those are just a couple of little things. I think the Upside Down will be done, so it'll be no more. Network 98 with super chat says, Chris, prediction for hashtag the craving Rotten Tomatoes score as the long-awaited movie finally comes out this parallel next week. $7 million opening weekend because the budget was not that high. I don't know. I'm just toying around now. If you don't know what the craving is, you're probably like, what is he talking about? It's a years in the making inside joke based on a Taco Bell commercial. Don't ask. Stranger Things exceeding Avengers Endgame budget is crazy. It certainly is. But if you think about it, is it really? I think this show, right, this final season having this monumental budget is deserved. And again, I talk about this a bunch in my recent video. You guys should go check it out. If you haven't already, check it out after the stream, of course. I talk all about the budget and my thoughts on it. But it's warranted. I think it's deserved. That's my point. Each season, the budget is increased. And it's not like they're just throwing money into the fire, right? Netflix isn't just like, oh, take this money. Here you go waste it. Stranger Things is intentional with their budget. They always have been. Obviously, with this season, the cast salaries have increased greatly. So that's factoring into this budget. But also the VFX are going to be the craziest they've ever been because of the scale, the scope, the epic nature of this final season, and of course the revelation that will be made in the Upside Down. I think we're going to have a lot more scenes down there. That's probably factoring into the crazy VFX budget. So I'm not surprised in the slightest by this news. And it is like Stranger Things has for a while now been a movie event in and of itself. Like it's more than just a TV show. We're getting movie level episodes. And so I'm not surprised by this at all. I mean, just go watch the end of Dear Billy and be like, yeah, I get it. So I'm not surprised, honestly. I'm really not. I'm pleased, very pleased. Jay Hayes with Super Chat. Who do you think the first character to die in Stranger Things Season 5 will be? I don't know if they're going to kill anyone early. Like, I don't know if anyone even dies in Volume 1. I'll give you one. I think Murray would probably be the first to go. I think if you want to establish the stakes, Murray could die in the first volume, if anyone. But I don't see them killing a main in Volume 1. Like a main big death will not happen until the penultimate or the finale, in my opinion. That's my opinion on that, though. We got over 180 people in the chat right now. Welcome in, everybody. Glad to have you here. Fire off your questions. I'll get to as many as I can. Super chat is a way to go to guarantee I get your question, comment, concern. Of course, hit that like button. Like I said, it helps out tremendously. Diet Dr. Pepper break. Just hits different. We got super chat here. Will you have early access to Stranger Things 5? I have no idea. I have had access to movies and shows in the past. Netflix shows as well. I was able to watch Wednesday early for review purposes. I was able to watch Cobra Kai early for review purposes. I don't know how Netflix is going to treat Stranger Things in that sense. I know it's confidential. It's a big deal. It's like the Avengers Endgame of it all. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. It'd be awesome. I'm not expecting to. I would love to. We'll see what happens. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. But it'd be an awesome opportunity if so. Okay. I have to just throw this on screen because facts. It is so peak. And I don't even like to use the word peak that much anymore. I feel like I grew out of that word a few years ago. Oh, shoot. Discussing film. Big if true. Hold on. A lot of you won't care about this. Jason Blum says James Wan will be hugely involved in future Saw films. That's all I need to know. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun. That's hype. That is hype. Love it. Lewis McCrae says, do you think we'll see Steve wielding his iconic nail bat in season 5? 100%. Today on Instagram and Twitter, we got a video of Joe Keery talking about the bat and like his first time using the bat. And then he teased, he was like, maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't. It's a must. With it being the final season, it's one of those callbacks that we just have to have. Certainly need it. Jojo says, are you planning to make reaction videos for the season 5 episodes? Would love to see your reaction. I'm planning to. Yeah, so for those who don't know, I have reacted to some things on the channel. I'm not a reaction channel, but I still have reacted to things. The main show that I reacted to was Cobra Kai. Fell in love with it. Started that series in 2022. I was able to watch season 6 live and react to it. So I had a lot of fun with that. The whole playlist is out now. All that work, the hours I spent editing, it's in a playlist. You can go watch it. It's fine. It's a finished product. If you want to watch Cobra Kai with me, you got 65 episodes. You can go do that. And yeah, I plan to react to season 5 as well. I just think it's something that deserves it. I reacted to the season 4 finale. I didn't react to the other episodes, but I think it's necessary just to document that moment in time. Something I can look back on 20 years from now and be like, I can relive the emotions I was experiencing when I first watched it. So yeah, I certainly plan to react to it. It'll be a behemoth to edit. I might not be able to do it all by myself. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I'm honestly overwhelmed thinking about how much filming and editing I'm going to be doing from November onward. It excites me. I'm very pumped to watch the show and buy more merch and talk about it on live streams. But the hours that will be spent editing, it scares me a little bit. It does. We got a couple more super chats coming in. My nose is so itchy right now. Apologies. Thoughts on Eleven's powers evolving in season 5? Yeah, I mean, it certainly seems like she could be at her strongest. I mean, there's this shot of her. There's a couple of shots of her now in that junkyard where she's like having a training montage. I've called it. I don't even know if she's training. I just like to say that she's like leaping over the bus. I think she's going to be at her. I'd say she's probably going to reach her ceiling in terms of powers in a good way. She's going to be her strongest, and I'm excited to see what all that entails. I can't wait. I hope there's like a badass showdown between her and Vecna. I'm ready. We got a super chat here. Appreciate that. Salute, my brother. Really appreciate your work. Well, hey, thank you for tuning in. I'm a huge Stranger Things fan. I will be super nervous when the new season comes out. I will be too. Trust. I mean, I think about it every day. It goes without saying, but I I can't put into words how devastated I would be if somehow it dropped the ball. Okay. I've been through this before where I've been very hyped for something and it's not delivered. Game of Thrones season 8 is the biggest show that's ever happened with. And then movie wise, in all honesty, there's two that come to mind. One of them is The Last Jedi and then the Rise of Skywalker. And frankly, this is so like inconsequential with a lot of you. I know you don't care as much, but like Dial of Destiny wrecked me. I'm like, you're like, why the fifth Indiana Jones? I had convinced myself it was going to be like the magic of the first three movies. And even like Crystal Skull, which I have a huge soft spot for, by the way. And I was just so, I just was so disappointed. And so I don't want there to be any disappointment with season 5. I will admit, I mean, I have sky high expectations, but I don't think this is a case where it's like you need to temper expectations. Like, I think I'm allowed to have sky high expectations. I think we all should. With the amount of time they've had to master this, it being the final season, like I think we should have sky high expectations. Like, to go all college football on you guys, like once your team wins the national championship and they've established that culture of winning, the expectation is to win. Stranger Things has established a culture of winning. Every season's delivered. It's gotten bigger and better. I think that is the expectation. That is a fair expectation. So it's not like, oh, you just, you went in expecting too much. And I should. It's the final season of the biggest show in Netflix history. I should go in with high expectations. So I'm not, I think it'll deliver. I think it'll deliver. But no, I'm nervous too. I'm still nervous. I think it'll deliver, but I'm still nervous. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the support, by the way. Thank you for the super chat. Network 98 with another one. Shout out, doing a lot of promoting for the Craven here. Anyway, just hit a career high 27 Fortnite kills. May I have a round of applause? Here you go. There you go. I haven't played Fortnite in probably 5 years. I played it a lot in 2020 during the pandemic with some friends. Haven't gamed in a while. All right, let's get back on to the chats here. What's your favorite Funko Pop? Honestly, this one's here for a reason. I just love the Duffers. It's cool because it's like not a character. That one's one of my faves. A lot of my favorites are on display over there, so I can't show you, but a lot of the new season 5 ones are clean. They're clean. I'm not a huge baseball guy, so I'm not tuning in to the MLB playoffs. Am I going to watch the Super Mario Galaxy movie? Probably. Indiana beating Oregon? No. Oregon big, in my opinion. Wonder Man trailer at NYCC. Is this true? Because if so, I'll be reacting. It might not be from here. I might be at someone else's house, but I'll be reacting. If is this true? Like, I'll actually need to look into it because I would love if we got a trailer. Hey, free video, free thing to talk about on probably a Saturday. I'm going to be nervous for the Georgia game. I'll be like, hey, I don't have to fret. I'm going to watch this Wonder Man trailer. I'm going to talk about it with you guys, and my day is going to go on. Okay. Ooh, what 80s song do you think will be the main theme, like running up that hill for season 5? Can I be honest with you guys? I've had time to reflect. I don't want it to be the song they used in the teaser trailer. I'm sorry. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I had it on my Instagram story today. I think it fits the vibe of the teaser. If the Deep Purple song, Child in Time, is what they want to use, so be it. Maybe it totally works. I just don't know if I want that to be the song from season 5. It's a struggle. I don't know. I've kind of accepted this, and this is not something I'll be like disappointed by. I think we should all accept this if you want the truth. Musically, I don't think we're getting better than 4. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope that they pull some songs out and they remix them and they go crazy in season 5. But musically, the 1-2 punch of Separate Ways being remixed and Running Up That Hill being remixed, I don't foresee being topped in season 5. I think that was probably musically the best we're going to get in terms of the remixes. I hope I eat my words. I hope I'm wrong. That's the only thing where I'm like, that's probably my biggest worry. And it's not even a worry, is I don't know how much room for badass soundtrack there's going to be in this season. I'm almost okay with them shifting focus to the score by Kyle Dixon and Michael Stein, having more of an emphasis on that. I'm okay. I'm at peace with it, though. I'm not mad. I'm at peace with that potentially being the case. So we'll see. I don't even have an answer for you. I know some people are like, everybody wants to rule the world. People have said, I've heard the final countdown. I don't want that in the final season, but I'm up for whatever. The ball's in their court. I think they'll cook something up. I just don't know if they'll ever be able to top running up that hill. But hey, we've said that before, right? Season 1, Should I Stay or Should I Go is a banger. You got some great music in 2 and 3, but I think when the dust settles, we'll go season 4 soundtrack's probably unmatched. And that's okay. And that's totally okay. Yes, Funko Supremacy. I'm going to make a post later about the new ones I got. A little Instagram post. Follow me on Instagram at Filmstock if you're not. And I'm probably going to do a little short unboxing type video as well. We'll see what happens. Do you think there will be a press tour? Absolutely. Yeah, I think they're going to do the full 9 with season 5. They're going to have interviews. They'll go on the talk shows. They'll do the variety discussions. They'll sit down with puppies. They'll play all the games. Yeah, they'll be the whole thing. I think they're definitely going to do that. They're just probably not going to start that until like mid-November, because we're still a ways away. I know it's like, oh, it comes out next month. It's October 8th, and it comes out November 26th. So you also have to think they're going to market nonstop for an entire month between November 26th and December 25th. It's not like it comes out the 26th and, oh, you got to watch it opening weekend to make its money. It's a streaming show. It's not going anywhere. People will watch it a ton in that month off, because once it comes out, obviously all of us are going to flood Netflix and watch it multiple times. But a lot of people are not going to hop on the train until like probably halfway through December. They'll be like, oh crap, everyone's talking about Stranger Things. I got to catch up. And then they'll watch the 4 episodes, and then they'll tune in for the next 3 and the finale. Everyone will be watching the finale like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. How disappointed will I be if no main character dies? I won't be terribly disappointed. Like I don't want anyone to die, but I think it's necessary. So if they can pull it off and make it feel like the stakes are still felt, go for it. You don't have to kill anyone. Guardians 3 didn't kill anyone, but it still felt like a pretty big deal. We'll see. Chris, I'm going to answer this by saying neither. I don't think either of them end up being in game. All right, let's see. I think for the most part, Haley, the 4 main boys from Stranger Things are safe. I think the safest is probably Dustin. I think Dustin's safe. I also think Mike's pretty safe. I don't know if they would kill the OG kid. Lucas is also safe in my mind. Will's the one who could go if anyone. Died Dr. Pepper. Ooh, I'm not opposed to a present day Stranger Things spinoff. Could be fun. Have I seen the new season of Monster? I've never seen any of the seasons of Monster. I personally don't have any interest in them. I'm kind of disturbed, honestly, just by the concept. So I've just stayed away from them. I never watched any of them. I probably never will. It just seems like something I wouldn't enjoy. And yeah, the fact that it's based on like real life serial killers, it's just something that I'm not terribly interested in checking out. It just seems like, it's Thursday night. I want to settle in and watch something. Let me watch this about a serial killer. I don't know. I love, thriller movies like Seven. That's obviously fictional. This is like based on someone's life. It's just a little disturbing for me to get on board with. So I just haven't seen the monster stuff. It's not my cup of tea, I don't think. Okay. My nose is super itchy. Shout out Danny. Thank you for the support over the years. I think Stranger Things 5 will be a huge success, breaking Netflix records. Sniper's in the chat. Shout out Sniper. Do I think my favorite movie of the year released at a bad time? I mean, I don't know. I think that One Battle After Another is what you're referring to. how's anyone to know what happens in the world when a movie releases, right? They picked the date and they released it. So that's my thought on it. What is a really underrated scene in Stranger Things? An underrated scene in Stranger Things is going to be in season 2, episode 9, The Gate, I believe is the name of the episode. And in that episode, is it The Gate or the Mind Flayer? I'm pretty sure it's The Gate. I could be wrong. No, I think it's The Gate. In that episode, we see a scene with Hopper and Elle, and they're driving to the lab. And it's like their reunion scene, essentially. Like they've already reunited at the buyer's house, but they're driving to the lab to go close the gate. And there's just such a soft, sweet moment between the two of them. It grows them as characters. There's a line. David Harbour's acting rips your heart out. He says, he's talking about Sarah, his daughter. And, it gets me. It gets me. He says, what does he say? He says, Hopper, he goes, something. Oh yeah, like Sarah or whatever. And Elle's like, who's Sarah? And Hopper, the way that he talks about Sarah, that pulls on the heartstrings. He goes, Sarah, that's my girl. I was like, damn, David Harbour. Ladies and gentlemen, if 11 dies and I have to see David Harbour act that out, it reminded me so much of The Last of Us, like Joel when he loses his daughter. It's just like, damn, that's my little girl. Like oh my gosh. Chills. AB says, what do you think of Georgia this season? Also, have you watched the NFL? It's been elite. I've watched some NFL here and there. My thoughts on Georgia this season is I've been to one game in person. I went to the Tennessee game in Neyland. Crazy game, one of the craziest I've been to. Obviously pulled it out in OT. Here's my take on Georgia real quick because I don't want to lose everybody. I know a lot of you don't care. You're like, what is Georgia? Georgia football, college football, big football fan. Specifically college. My take on Georgia in a minute is they have elite talent. They're a very, very young team. I think the potential is sky high. They haven't reached their potential yet. They are still molding. They're still forming. They're still finding out their strengths and weaknesses offensively. I would say if I could change some things, I would love if Gunnar could just get ever so slightly more confidence, but not even on him. I would love for Mike Bobo to put athletes in better positions. I don't care for some of the third down play calling per usual. I think the run game, very elite. We've seen that. Offensive line dinged up, scary. They can't really pass block. Run game, very strong. Defensively, this is very cliche in the fandom, but pass rush isn't all there. Very young secondary, kind of alarming, but they can play with the best of them. I know Bama owns them. I'm not dumb. I'm not naive, but I watched the tape back. I'm not making excuses. This is objective as it gets. Stop them when they come out and get the ball. It's 24. What is it halftime? 24-14. To my knowledge, it's 24-14. They get the ball. They come out. We stop them. Go down and score. At one point, it's 24-21. Stop them again. Second play, it's 2nd and 9. I want to say Gunnar Stockton bomb. Do Talon Taylor. He drops a touchdown. That changed the entire game. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I know they dropped a touchdown too. I'm not getting into that. Okay. I'm just saying that was anyone's game. And that's the story when Georgia plays Alabama. They lose because of a couple more critical mistakes. If Georgia wins that game, what's the narrative around them? Are people saying they're the number one team in the country? The college football media landscape is so wishy-washy. It's definitive. It's now. It's end-all, be-all. It's nauseating to really even be in that conversation. And so my thoughts on Georgia is they've got a very young, talented team. And we'll see how far Kirby can take them. I'm excited. I think they're better than last year. And last year's team won the SEC, right? So anything's possible. Apologies for the train over the hill. Do I think Georgia's beating Auburn? I do. I think Georgia's beating Auburn. I think Georgia's beating Auburn in a dogfight. I'm going 24-13. And I think it's going to be a dogfight. And then I think Georgia is beating Ole Miss at home. I think that's a big bounce back. It's a get-back game. Last time Georgia played Ole Miss, they lost on the road last year. There's a bit of a bitter taste in our mouth from that. I think they get back. Last time the Ole Miss came to Athens, it was a whooping. I think 52-17, Georgia won. I think Georgia wins. I think Ole Miss is good. I think they're going to be – the pressure's on them at that point. I'll say it. Like, I know Georgia has a loss. Ole Miss will probably be undefeated. That's October 18th, 10 days from now. Look, I'll be real. That could get ugly. I'll say it. That could be like a demons be gone, hey, this squad's legit game for Georgia. A Gunnar Stockton – coming out party, right? Where he throws 350. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited though. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. All right, let's keep it going, though. Great vibes. Great vibes. Another super chat here. Thank you. Stranger Things actors have done an excellent job. Certainly. Yeah, absolutely. I think the best actor on the show, that's tough. I think there's I mean, everyone's great. But if I have to single out a couple performances, I think Harbor as Hopper is the best to me. I would honestly, though, contend with that. I would say Sadie Sink is Max. Those two stand out to me. Everyone else is fantastic in their specific seasons. I think Caleb in season 4 is elite. I think there are moments in season 1 where Charlie Heaton is elite. Everyone brings it at some point in the show. So yeah, respect where, it's due for a lot of those people. Is the train gone yet? I think it is. Cool. All right, this is a fun stream, guys. It's been a while, so I mean, we might go longer than usual. The vibes are still high. We got 158 people in here still hanging out. Hit that like button. I don't know if we're over 100 likes. If you guys could help me get to 100, that'd be fantastic. And keep it coming. Loving the energy. You think there'll be a Christmas scene in season 5? I hope so. Bring it on. I remember one of the first set picks that released way back in the day, 2023, was a bulletin board in the hallway with Hawkins like donations for Christmas, like donate your canned goods. Anything's possible. Do I think this season will be the biggest in terms of popularity and views? Yes. Declan says, when will you watch Andor? That's on the list of shows to catch up on by the end of the year. I don't know when I'll watch it, to be honest with you. Priority right now for shows is continue watching Gen V, finish Peacemaker. I think I want to do a Peacemaker season 2 review on Friday. If you guys would be interested, let me know. That's kind of like a big reason why I'm catching up is, I can review it with spoilers. I haven't shared my thoughts on it at all, so I think that there would be some interest there. But typically it's hard to read if you guys would be interested in a show review or not. So I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to review it anyway. And then continue rewatching Stranger Things and Breaking Bad. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. 2 things. First off, what do you think the main theme 5? I already answered that part, but I'll answer the second part. Do I listen to 21 Pilots? I've heard some songs. I actually technically saw them in concert last year. I went with Cam. I didn't pay for tickets. It was like a free thing we kind of lucked into via like a family member. And so I went with her because she wanted to go with some other people. And so I was there. I'm not a huge fan, honestly. They have some bangers though. I listened to one of the songs in high school. What was it called? Ride, maybe. Like probably one of their biggest hits. You know what I'm saying? I don't know any of the deep cuts or anything like that, but they're fine. Yeah, they're fine. Water break. All right. Emma Cooper says, what about the unnamed tape? Good question. So this is referring to something that was teased, I want to say, at the end of the little Stranger Things rewatch they were doing last weekend, where they were like, come back next week for the blank tape. I don't think it's going to be a trailer. I think if anything, it would just be them sort of teasing us. It could have maybe like some footage, but I don't think it's going to be a full trailer, because my reasoning is I don't see them dropping a trailer in the middle, like I kind of alluded to earlier in the stream. I don't think they'll do a trailer in the middle of their season 2 rewatch. I think they would save it for after the rewatch is up. So we'll see what that ends up being. I'll tell you guys the truth, to be honest, I'm out of town this upcoming weekend. So if they drop a trailer on Saturday, I don't know what I'm going to do. I would probably react to it wherever I am. And then, honestly, for me, selfishly, I don't want them to drop a trailer this weekend. It just wouldn't work out for me very well. So hopefully they withhold. They hold on to it a little longer. But if they do, I will make it work. It just, the breakdown wouldn't be out until Sunday, probably, if they were to drop it Saturday. But knock on wood, not to quote Taylor Swift or anything. I hope that we don't get it. I hope we don't get it. Okay. Super Bowl prediction, as someone who has probably not watched an entire NFL game this year because I just am out of the loop. I'll give you a safe bet. Okay. I think that the Eagles will return for the NFC. Betting on that Dogs defense. They got a lot of Georgia players on that squad. Jordan Davis had a hell of a blocked kick return touchdown, I believe, earlier versus the Rams. I see highlights. I follow the Dogs highlights on Twitter. So I'll go with the Eagles to return. And from the AFC, To be honest, I don't think the Chiefs get there this year. I don't really care. You know, I don't know. I'll just say the Bills, and that's probably not even going to be the case. So there you go. As a Buckeye fan, I feel that with Michigan. Yikes! Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see if Michigan continues the streak this year. That'd be wild, especially this year. Thoughts on Peacemaker Season 2 thus far? I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and I'm a fan. I'm gonna watch more tonight. Okay. Favorite Cobra Kai season? I think season 4 is the one that I go back to as of late. It's like 3, 4, or 5 for me. I love 1, 2's solid, but yeah, and 6 is good, but 6 is not my favorite. All right, let's keep it going. Do you think we'll get flashbacks to Vecna when he was in human form? I think we might get young Henry. I think we will. I mean, we are going to see Jamie Killenbauer in human form. Even you guys saw the video he did with the rest of the cast, where he's sitting on the couch next to Sadie Sink. Jamie Killenbauer's in his get up for Vecna that we've seen in paparazzi pics. So he's going to be seen in human form. I just don't know if it's going to be in flashbacks. I think he's going to be putting on a facade, right? Having a disguise, making himself look more presentable, less frightening to Holly is my take on that. Yeah, there you go. Finally got a WSK sweater. Hell yeah. I was rocking mine in the video, which you guys, again, should go check out. Go ahead and hit the like button on it and go leave a comment on it that you were in the stream, and I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, the WSQK sweatshirt, I dig it. Best Game of Thrones episodes is Battle of the Bastards. I think it's almost like, I won't be that guy who's like, it's objectively this, but it's kind of like, if it's not in your top 3, what are we doing? Great. One of the greatest battles I've ever seen on any screen. All right, let's keep it going. Favorite couple in Stranger Things? Jopper Supremacy, or Lumax. You'll understand that reference if you've been watching the Stranger Things Rewind over on Patreon. Shout out patrons, by the way. Go join the Patreon. Will social media stop being fake mad about how long season 5 took with how long the episodes are? Yeah, I've already seen that die off. That was just a fad. People like to hop on the negative trends of things. That the forced fake anger about that, I think that's pretty much dissipated at this point. Now everyone's fully on the train. You know what I'm saying? People were like, why is it taking so long? And now everyone's just like, hell yeah, we're in it. And so that's just the world we live in. So yeah, I think it's kind of blown over at this point. All right, let's keep it going here. Thoughts on favorite coffee place? I don't drink coffee, so I really don't have one. I drink tea. Black, or what's it called? Yeah, Earl Grey tea. London Fog I've had before. Frozen with Studios, what's good? Welcome in. Alyssa says, I sadly think Karen and Ted will try to sacrifice themselves for Holly. Could you imagine they kill both the parents of the Wheeler family? Oof, brutal. Let's see. Do you think Lumax will get their movie date? I do. I mean, I have a Funko Pop on my shelf right now. It's a Funko exclusive of Lucas. He's chowing down on some popcorn. Do with that information what you will. Shelly says, do you watch the Conjuring movies? I've seen the first 3. Haven't seen any others from the universe. I heard 4 is so I'm kind of hesitant about watching it. The Last Rites, the newest one that came out. We'll see. Okay. Where was I? A couple super chats. One from Ryan. I think the unnamed tape could be a WSQK teaser similar to the Creel House in season 4. Okay. I don't hate that. So it wouldn't be like, it would technically be a teaser, but it wouldn't be like a full-blown teaser. I see what you mean. So kind of like cryptically having some audio of like a character voicing over and then showing some shots of WSQK and like real quick flashes of new shots. I could see that being the case, but I don't think we're going to get whatever's on that tape. I don't think it's going to be like the official trailer. It could be something like that though. Not a bad guess. I could see where you're going with that, Ryan. Another super chat here. Maybe a spoiler question mark. How do you think Maya will potentially have to deal with Murray's possible demise. Yeah, so Robin, could you imagine Robin and Murray, right? They're driving this Bradley's Big Buy truck, and the Demogorgon, it comes over top, and it gets Murray, and it kills Murray. I mean, that would be sad. Obviously, I don't want to see Murray die, but could you imagine? I mean, it'd be traumatizing for Robin. How would she deal with it? I mean, probably cry, probably be pretty shocked. It's a traumatic experience. I will say we haven't seen a lot of Murray at all, like at all. I think every other character you can pinpoint has been shown in scenes, more than one location. That goes for 11, that goes for Will, Joyce, all of them. I think the only character, and Max we've seen in the hospital, right? Aside from that, I think the only character we've only seen like in one moment is Murray. And all the behind the scenes images and all the marketing, it's Murray in his Bradley's Big Buy getup. He's next to Robin outside of the truck in the trailer. He's driving the truck, and behind the scenes images, we've only seen him with that truck. We have not seen him anywhere else. Is that suspect to anybody? It's kind of a red flag to me. Murray's going. I think he's killable, and I love him, but he is someone who could die. It's not like he has, this sounds bad to say, it's not like he doesn't have kids, he doesn't have a spouse, like he lives alone right now. He's been a help in the seasons, but I think killing him would be like, okay, this is the final season. Someone has to die. He's been around since season 2. He could be like the minor death, and then you have the big sacrificial death at the end, the hero's death of someone. I think he's killable. No Funko Pop announced yet. I'm not saying that that's a make or break, but I don't know, Jim. Thank you for the question, though, in the super chat. Game Oni with the super chat. Thank you so much. Yo, man, missed your last couple lives. Well, I haven't gone live in like a month, so honestly, welcome in. It's as good a time as any to join in. Hope all is well with you, though. Am I getting pumped for Stranger Things? Oh, I'm very pumped. My wife and I want to host a party. Well, that sounds like a fun time. Yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled. It's going to be here before we know it. Fortunately, it's the time of year where we have college football every Saturday, so that's like something I look forward to every week. So it's not like we got to get one more week to get there. Like I have other things that I thoroughly enjoy and pour a lot of my heart and soul into, like being a diehard Georgia fan. Probably medically unhealthy, to be honest with you, the extent to which I get invested. Not good for the heart health, but that's life. So yeah, I have that to look forward to on Saturdays. We'll get to Stranger Things when we get there, though, and I'm pumped. I'm enjoying it. I'm at peace right now about it. Like I'm really enjoying the ride. We've been waiting for so long at this point that what's another month and a couple weeks, right? I mean, we'll be all right. But no, yeah, watch party for Stranger Things certainly sounds fun. All right. I see there's a lot. I'm not going to be able to get to every question again. I'm trying to get to as many as I can, but you guys have been crushing it with the support here on stream. We have 168 people in here. We're keeping it going. The show goes on. Normally I wrap around an hour and a half. I don't see any reason to end this thing. Do you? We'll keep it going as long as the questions keep pouring in. All right. Okay. We need the bat. We definitely need the bat, and we're getting that bat. Cobra Kai or Stranger Things? Stranger Things. I love me some Cobra Kai, but Stranger Things has my heart forever. And it has had it for longer. Who is an underrated actor in Stranger Things? Love this question. An underrated actor in Stranger Things, I do believe, is probably going to be Charlie Heaton. Mainly because of season 1. I think Charlie Heaton's performance in that season is it's incredibly underrated in season 2 as well. He's there with Winona's Joyce for a lot of the season. He's being the older brother. He's having to try and keep his mom mentally stable. I mean, it's sad. He's dealing with his own grief. So I think Charlie Heaton, underrated actor in the show. Everyone else kind of gets their flowers. You know, David Harbour does. Millie does. For the early season, she got an Emmy nom. Caleb and Sadie, they're not underrated. I think Charlie Heaton's an overlooked actor on the show. I think obviously like Joe Keery, he gets his flowers. Gayton, maybe a little underrated. He's especially in season 4 great when Eddie dies. So those two, Gayton underrated. And yeah, I would say, I mean, Finn Wolfhard's been in so many things. We know he's great. He's in Ghostbusters, he's in It. So Gayton is underrated. Caleb is underrated. And then those are the two that come to mind. So yeah. Gayton, I just said Gayton and Caleb. I meant to say Gayton and Charlie. All right. Let's see. Favorite Star Wars movie? The OG, New Hope. It's my fave right there for sure. Do I plan on doing the day-by-day rewatch countdown starting October 23rd? I don't think so. I'm already rewatching it, so I'm in season 3 right now. I'm going to finish that out, and then I'm probably just going to binge it all again right before because I can. So I'm just doing that at my own pace, probably. But not a bad idea, the day-by-day thing. What, if any, role do you think Dr. Owens will play? I think Dr. Owens will... He could also die. I think he could have a sacrificial death where he, I don't know, creates a diversion so 11 and Hopper can get out or something, kind of to bring his arc full circle. We'll see, though. Frozen Studios, are you excited for the new Indiana Jones ride at Disney's Animal Kingdom? That's the one that's replacing the iconic dinosaur ride. I am. I'm a sucker for some Indiana Jones. You guys know he's my favorite movie character of all time. So anything indie related, I will be excited for. I still haven't played the Great Circle video game. I desperately want to. I just don't make time for video games in my life at all. It's so low on priority for me. I just don't ever dedicate time to do that. Yeah, I think Dinosaur is a solid ride. Will I miss it? No. I won't. And that's, people love it. I've ridden it probably 4 times in my life, 3 to 4 times, and I enjoy it. But if you're telling me I can get Indiana Jones instead, I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about here? All right. Thoughts on the Texas Longhorns, major frauds? Yeah, fraud alert. They're going to lose. They might go 7-5. Is that a hot take? If they lose to Oklahoma, they're going 7-5. They'll lose to Georgia. That's 8-4 at best, and then they still play A&M. And someone else who's not a gimme game in there too. Is it? Who is it? It's. I don't know. They might go 7-5, and I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. I think 8-4 is the ceiling for them. If they lose to Oklahoma, 8-4 is the ceiling for them. Let's call it what it is. If they lose to Oklahoma, they'll have 3 losses. I don't see them going to Athens and getting out alive, especially with the way Arch has been playing. So that's 4 losses right there. And then they will lose another game probably. So yeah, I think they're in trouble. Their wins are over high school teams. We have to reevaluate. I don't want to get on a tangent here about college football. We have to reevaluate wins as the season progresses. And I know there are 2 arguments to that. Okay, well, they beat this ranked team at this point in the season. Well, we have to evaluate how they progress. We didn't know anything about Texas week 1. The Ohio State win over them, it doesn't look as impressive. I'm sorry. And I would say this if Georgia beat the number 1 team, or whatever, 2-team preseason. It doesn't matter if you haven't seen the full body of work. LSU's win over Clemson does not impress me that much right now. And so I don't know if you guys agree with that take or not if you're in the college football world, but like, it is what it is, okay? I think Georgia's win over Tennessee is going to look damn good in a few weeks, and it still looks good, but like, I mean, if Tennessee beats Bama, if Tennessee keeps winning, that win that Georgia has over them is going to age even better. And so you have to evaluate these things. I know teams are at different points. Teams are at different stages throughout different points of the season. I understand that. I acknowledge that. But you have to also acknowledge where what the team was. You have to see the full picture, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think. In the Duffers we trust, 100%. 100%. I agree. Ooh, a lot of repeat questions here, so I'm just trying to get to some new ones. Hey, Chris, would you check out Netflix's biggest movie, K-pop Demon Hunters? So I haven't watched that yet. I know I had put something out on my community tab, like, should I watch this? I just haven't got around to it. I never say never. I've heard really good things about it. It's just so like low on my radar right now. It's not a priority, but I mean, I want to watch it maybe by the end of the year for 2025 movie ranking. What made you get into / start watching Stranger Things? I was intrigued by the season 1 trailer when it dropped back in 2016 on Netflix, and I watched it. I watched it like not long after it came out. I don't remember if it was the day of, but it was certainly the week of. It was in July of 2016 that I watched it. And so, yeah, I've been around since then. I was just intrigued. And I'd heard it was E.T., it was Spielberg. I loved that at the time. I still do. And so I was like, let's see what it's all about. And so I loved it. My love has grown. It's evolved. It's developed in different ways over the years. I'm I mean, there was a significant portion of my life where I watched Stranger Things, but I didn't even have a YouTube channel. And there was a portion of my life where I watched Stranger Things with a YouTube channel, but it was like after season 3 came out, and I reviewed season 3 on the channel. You can go find that. I don't even remember. I probably disagree with some of the things I said in that video. I think I said it was my favorite season at the time, and it's still high on my list, but it was one of my first videos on the channel. And then that was that. I didn't make a ton of other Stranger Things videos. And then by the time season 4 rolled around, we had a pandemic, and it was just the world. It's crazy if you think about it, like how much life, how many different chapters of life there are. Regardless, that's why I got into Stranger Things. I just was intrigued and I fell in love. Top 3 Star Wars characters: Obi-Wan Kenobi, Han Solo, and there was a point in time where I might have said Din Djarin. I can't do that right now. I mean, so basic, unfortunately. I mean, I'll go. I don't even know who's a third. Who's worthy of being third? Those two are just so far and away my favorite and the best. I guess I'll go. I'll go Luke. I don't know. Who am I to say? I guess we'll go with Luke. Why not? Okay. Running up that hill was such lightning in a bottle. It really was. Have you seen Clown in a Cornfield, Hard Eyes, and I Know What You Did Last Summer? If so, what are your thoughts? I have not seen Clown in a Cornfield. I have seen Hard Eyes. Hard Eyes was solid. It was a fun holiday-themed Valentine's Day slasher. Did it really? Has it held up? I'm not sure. Will I watch it again? I might. I might watch it next February. But it was by comparison to other holiday-themed slashers like Thanksgiving, I think I give the edge to Thanksgiving in terms of memorable characters and kills. Regarding I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025, it was pretty damn forgettable. Like, I forget that I saw this one. I saw it with my buddy, Starcourt. There's a moment in the movie, excuse me, where I laughed hysterically. I could not contain my laughter. I felt like a 4th grader who was going to get yelled at by the teacher. And so, like, stop laughing, and you're trying to contain laughter. I shouldn't have been laughing. It was the line delivery that killed me. And so, yeah, it was kind of dumb, honestly. The whole franchise is kind of stupid if you think about it. But I prefer, of those 3, I probably would say Hard Eyes is my favorite. Ooh, let's see. Did you see the new Hot Topic exclusive and box lunch Stranger Things t-shirt? I got a box lunch shirt that has Stranger Things logo on the front, and on the back it has the 5 seasons with the episodes listed, if that's what we're talking about. Where will Thanksgiving week rank in terms of recent years as far as movies and TV shows? Stranger Things 5, Wicked for Good, Zootopia 2, just to name a few. I would say it's going to be, with Stranger Things and Wicked, I think it probably could be the best week for media ever. On top of that, personally, it is a rivalry week for college football. It ends with that stretch of days from Wicked to the Georgia Tech game, and then that Saturday, it's also my birthday. It's going to be a madhouse in the best possible ways, and it's going to fly by, but I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to love the hell out of every second of it. Would you want an epilogue like Harry Potter or Stranger Things? I would not be opposed to it, but I don't know how goofy it could be if they aged everyone up like that. I don't know. Austin says, what made you start collecting Funko Pops? I was intrigued in high school by the design. I had a friend who had some Funkos, and I was like, I want these. And I got like a Back to the Future one and a Spider-Man one. And I went to like the FYE, and then I started watching YouTube videos, and I got addicted. And then my urge to buy them went up and down throughout college, because in college, income isn't really there. And so, it ebbs and flows, right? But now I'm like fully on the Funko train. I've been on the Funko train for a while now. But yeah, I love me some Funko Pops. I especially Stranger Things. Like, that's the goal. If I had to get rid of the others, I could live with it. I have a lot of autographed ones and other ones, but like my Stranger Things Funko Pop collection, I'm the most proud of that thing. 11 would like closing the gate forever. Could totally be the case. Dr. Pepper's the best. Agreed. All right. A lot of repeats I have answered, so I'm just trying to find some other ones. And again, if you want to guarantee I get your question, Super Chat's the way to go to guarantee I get your question, comment, concern. Let's see. I was very disgusted when he dropped the wide open touchdown in the Georgia-Alabama game. Emma says, have you listened to Finn Wolfhard's new album? I went to one of his shows and it was amazing. I have not. I've heard one of his songs. It was on Spotify. I just shuffled into that the other day. But I actually haven't listened to the album. But I obviously listened to a lot of Joe. I went to his show last week. It was a week ago today. How is that? It was a week ago today. But yeah, I had a blast. Favorite movie soundtrack? Soundtrack, right? So not an original score. I would go with Remember the Titans is up there for me. Banger soundtrack. Guardians, all of them banger soundtracks. Probably one of those, and that's a basic answer, but hey, there you go. We're at 150 likes. This was a while ago. Let's get to 200. Let's do the impossible. Why not? What do I think about Tron Ares? I have a full review on the channel. Visuals are there. Score is there. Everything else, got to find out in my review. Loki has the best TV show score of all time. What are your thoughts on that? I wouldn't go that far, but that score is chilling. It's chilling. You just made me think of the Thunderbolt score, by the way. The Thunderbolt score is so underrated by Stone Lux. One of the most underrated scores of the year. Yeah. Loki's score is elite. It is elite. And I put it up there with Game of Thrones, with Stranger Things for TV scores. It's awesome. Awesome. Especially the theme. Chills. Can you give me any movie suggestion? Tron Legacy. I recently rewatched it, and it's really been on my mind a lot lately. Have I seen Tulsa King, or am I a fan? I haven't seen it. My parents have seen it. I know other people who've watched it. I just have not seen it. Thoughts on Casino Royale? Banger. One of the best Bond films. As an Oregon fan, I hope I get a rematch with Georgia. We'll see. Yeah, haven't played since that 22 opener when Georgia won 49-3, so we'll see what happens. We shall see. Trivia. What 3 movies have won Best Picture and Best Director? Only 3? I would guess Titanic obviously is one of those. Probably. I think James Cameron won for directing that. I don't know for sure. I would assume. Picture and director. I feel like I know for a fact that Parasite, Bong Joon-ho won director and it won picture. There's more than 3 movies this happened, right? Maybe I was wrong about Titanic. I feel like this happens a lot. Didn't it just happen with Anora? Anora, I'm pretty sure, won Best Picture and Director. Those are just 3 that have come to mind. No. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Those are just a couple that come to mind. What if those are the only 3 in existence? There's no way. There's got to be more. A couple more super chats piling in. Thank you guys. You have a question to go with this? I will be sure to answer it. Pokey says favorite moment from each of the 6 kids. Ooh, off the top of my head, that's tough. That's real tough. I think I'll just throw out what comes to mind. Okay, with Dustin, I really love. She's our friend and she's crazy. From season 1, episode 6. With Lucas, I would say, damn, that's tough for Lucas. This is so hard. With Lucas, I really like the moment in season 2 on top of the bus with Max. I think it's a sweet scene between the two of them. With Max, I would say it's when she evades Vecna and Dear Billy. With Mike, I would say it's... I don't know, Mike. Season 2, probably, when he realizes that Will is the spy and setting up the Hawkins lab folk that go to the sort of hub in the tunnels. This is just moments that are coming to mind. And then for 11, probably when she closes the gate in season 2. Those are definitely all not the exact answers. Those are just the ones that were coming to mind. Another super chat here. Thank you again. Appreciate the support. Very concerned about the future of Stranger Things after season 5. People say the play went great, so hopefully we still get that wonderful Duffer sprinkle. Are you worried? I am worried, and I'll tell you why. The Duffers are going over to Paramount, so they're not going to be working at Netflix anymore. However, I think they're still going to be involved with Stranger Things spinoffs. I just don't know to what extent. I know they've said, yeah, we still have stories to tell in the world of Hawkins and la la la. It just alarms me a little because it won't be fully their vision, I don't think. I don't want it to turn into a situation where we get like crappy spinoffs and they, water down the show and try and take away from the magic of Stranger Things. That scares me a little bit. So we'll see what happens there. But I have hopes. I just am a little bit concerned. So I'm kind of with you there. I am a little worried. I'll say it. I admit it. I just don't think you're gonna be able to reach the heights of Stranger Things. It was the perfect moment in time. It's a decade in the making. Go up right off into the sunset, and then you got something that's going to follow that up. Automatically, there's going to be skeptics, and I think rightfully so. I hope that the spinoff is hopefully handled by someone who's written and directed the show. That's my biggest ask. Whether that's Kate Fry, whether that's Sean Levy, whether that's Caitlin Schneider, and whoever it may be, I just hope that it's experienced Stranger Things writers and directors who take on the next project, and the Duffers oversee it just enough to be like, no, this doesn't line up with canon, or, oh, this isn't how I would do that. So yeah, I've heard the play's awesome. I've read a synopsis, like I said, and that wasn't them fully. So there is hope. There is hope. Water break, by the way. Elizabeth was super chat. Did you see One Battle After Another? I did. I'm very much in the minority on the movie. I have a little review on Letterboxd if you want like my full in-depth thoughts. It just didn't do it for me, honestly. It wasn't my cup of tea. I know everyone's loving it. I've seen countless people say it's like the movie of the century, like the defining movie of the century. I don't get it at all, like in terms of how that can be the conclusion someone comes to. Again, I'm in the minority though. It's just my opinion. I thought Leo was solid in the movie. I'm a decent fan of some of PTA's movies, so I was like really hyped for this. It was one of my most anticipated of the year. And I just walk out and I felt like, and I hate to say it, it kind of was a nothing burger in a sense. 2 hours and 40 minutes. I thought it moved very slow at a snail's pace. And honestly, and this is just my opinion again, please have your own and feel free to disagree. I know I'm in the minority. I cannot emphasize that enough. I just found it to be a tad bit performative. It was like, oh, it's a movie about this revolution, but it's not really trying to make any profound real statement. It was just like, there's a revolution going on. Join the revolution. And it was just like all intentionally vague, in my opinion. I don't know. It didn't really click for me. It didn't do it for me. I just don't see the vision. Again, very well shot, technically well-made film with a cool score. That's kind of the bare minimum. That's the expectation when I go to a movie by PTA. I just think he has much better films in terms of character work, in terms of narratives. I take Boogie Nights and Magnolia over it by a country mile. Even There Will Be Blood, which I wasn't a huge fan of initially, is a much better movie. So I don't understand the praise. I don't. Just how I feel. I really am stunned. Like genuinely, I've seen this movie ranked at the best of PTA. I don't know if it's a recency bias thing or like a clamoring for the next great thing. That's kind of the narrative on film Twitter and the movie space is just, oh, we got to have the next big great movie. It's also just weird. Like it's a very weird film that a lot of it is played for like dark comedy, and that's normally my thing. I was just like, this is so off-putting to me. Within the first like 5 minutes, I was like, this is just very strange. Borderline uncomfortable watch in more ways than one. And so it just wasn't my cup of tea, and I wanted to love it. It was literally on my most anticipated of the year list. But I saw it and I was like, honestly, I'll tell you guys in the live stream, I'm like, I don't want to review this movie. My review is just going to piss people off because I don't love it. And I don't like to do that. That's like the one time where I take the liberty to be like, I'm probably just not going to review this movie because I'm such in the minority. I'm like, I'm not going to gain anything from reviewing it. I know how I feel. I put a Letterboxd review out. I remember, what was it? Dune, I want to say. The first Dune. I reviewed that movie and I was just raked over the coals for my opinion on it. And I liked the movie. Like technically I thought I was positive on it. But because I didn't proclaim it as, a masterpiece, I'm an idiot. And that's just a new trend. Like to open the door to another conversation, there's a new trend going on. It's disturbing in my opinion. In the movie space where every few weeks at this point, the next big movie comes out and people are standing on the street corner with a megaphone saying this is the second coming of Christ. This is the greatest thing ever created. If you don't think that, you're moronic, you're an idiot, you're dumb. It's happening with One Battle After Another. It happened with Sinners. It'll happen with Avatar 3. It'll happen at a certain point and words lose their meaning. And I feel strongly about that. That's why I rarely rate things 5 stars. I think that there's not like a sacred nature to that rating, but not everything is perfect. Obviously a lot of this comes down to personal preference as well. But I don't I'm very opposed to reactionary takes in the movie space that are just immediate, definitively this is the greatest or this is the worst. And it's running rampant on Twitter and TikTok right now. And there's honestly, if we want to really get down to business here, a lot of disingenuous reactionary content on TikTok that makes me sick to my stomach. I'm not talking about this. I've seen Tron Ares. I cannot believe some of the videos I've seen about that movie of people saying it's the best Tron film. I'm very put off by it at this point. I am. I've had the opportunity to watch movies early for years now. Very blessed by that. But never once have I walked out of a movie early and been like, "Oh my god, I got to see this early, so I have to lie about it and be like, this is the greatest movie ever." No, that's offensive to me. I've never lied about how I feel about a movie. I couldn't do that. So much so that I literally will not make a review sometimes if I'm like, this is how I feel, and I don't even want to deal with the freaking backlash, you know? So I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. I know what goes on behind the scenes sometimes with things, and it just disgusts me. So yeah, there's my rant for everybody. We got another super chat here. Thoughts on Sean Levy, Star Wars movie in the works? Cautiously optimistic. I think Sean Levy has made bangers. He clearly directs some great episodes of Stranger Things. Deadpool and Wolverine's my jam. Adam Project, sneaky good movie. Ryan Gosling's in there. I'm a little worried about it not really being a Star Wars movie and more so just using Star Wars as like the vehicle to sell tickets and it just being like its own movie with Star Wars attached to it. We'll see how Star Warsy it actually is, if you feel me. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm also alarmed at the same time. And another super chat here from Shelly, random, but have you done any escape rooms? I've actually never done an escape room ever in my life. I want to very badly. In Jackson, Georgia, where downtown Hawkins is, they have Stranger Things themed escape rooms. So I've toyed around with the idea of going and maybe doing a video there or like just going for fun and doing it. But I haven't, and I need to. So I've never done an escape room ever. I don't know how it would go for me. I'm not the most patient person sometimes, so I feel like I could get frustrated. But also Hopper's Cabin is an escape room. And I've been there on the tour twice now, so that could be a fun escape room to do as well. Obviously, it would have to be cooler outside because damn, does it get hot out there, but never say never. Oh, I see. What 3 movies have won Best Picture, Actor, Actress, and Director? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Silence of the Lambs, and the other one is an older film. It's no, what is it? It's like, is it My Fair Lady or something like that? It's an older film from like decades past. Saddest movie scene. One of the first scenes that truly moved me to tears is honestly, I'll say one of the saddest movie scenes is when Mufasa dies in The Lion King. But in general, one of the first scenes where like I almost cried, probably did cry to be honest with you, was in Forrest Gump of all movies when Forrest is at Jenny's grave. I'm like, man, this is hidden. This is hidden for me. Thoughts on Predator Badlands being rated PG-13? I personally defend the decision because the reason is because of the absence of humans, not because they're toned down the movie. It's smart for box office, so I get that. But also the Predator audience already watches R-rated things. But I think the reasoning I saw is because there's no red human blood, but there's still going to be a lot of blood. It's just not human blood. So I hope they mean it. I hope they still go for it. I hope it teeters the line of almost being R-rated. We'll see though. Tea drinker stand up. Yes, pinky up. Favorite movie with cozy vibes? That's a great question. What's like a good cozy movie? That's a fantastic question. A cozy vibes. I love it. Probably like a classic Disney film, like that nurtures you with its, you know, I think like the soundtrack, the score of Peter Pan. Whenever I hear that, like, think of a wonderful thought, any happy little thought, that it nurtures me. Remember the Titans is cozy for me. I don't know. It's just a comfort movie. Even, you know, movies like The Parent Trap is a cozy movie. the lighthearted watches is what I associate cozy with. So there you go. There's a few. All right. What episode will Max wake up in? I would say Ep 4. Ep 4, because they're going to want to use her in marketing for the final volume. Another super chat here says, I have a theory. I believe eventually when Vecna is trying to hurt Will in the teaser, I think he is trying to use Will, and I think Will versus L. Ooh. To end it. Could you imagine Will versus L? A possessed Will controlled by Vecna and or the Mind Flayer, a possessed Will versus L. That would be nuts. I'm not opposed to it, but I also think they've already done the possessed Will thing a lot. Not a lot. They did it the one time, but I don't know how much they want to repeat. So no, that's exciting though. That's exciting. I could dig it. Yeah, we've only seen Murray with Robin. Scary, scary. Ooh, very scary if you want the truth. I see the comment about Vecna, by the way. I've seen it before. I'm not going to click on it. Oh, man. Just know that it's something else. Lottie in the chat. How you doing, man? Welcome in. Welcome in. Glad to see you here. Hope all is well. What are some movies you are planning to watch this spooky season? I got a list for you. I actually have a list. I'm not making this up. Here we go. So I'm a little behind on the list. I've actually watched a couple. I take that back. I've watched a couple. My list right now consists of The Black Phone, because I've never seen it. I want to watch that so that I can watch the new one. Shelby Oaks, because it's the Chris Stuckman movie. I'm going to rewatch Scream, of course. I want to watch Paranormal Activity. I've never seen those movies. I finally want to watch them. Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox. Signs, the M. Night Shyamalan movie. Practical Magic, because there's a new one coming out, and I want to watch the first one. Corpse Bride and Edward Scissorhands are on the list, because there's some... I liked Sleepy Hollow. Those aren't necessarily like Halloween movies per se, but they're like Tim Burton spooky kind of movies with just his gothic vibe. So I want to watch a bunch, to be honest with you. Those are just a few. I also would love to finally watch... I have to go to my list. I blanked. I have another list of horror movies. I haven't transferred them all over to the spooky season list. I would want to watch It Follows. I would want to watch The Village, Cabin in the Woods. There's a movie called... two movies by James Wan I haven't seen called Dead Silence and Death Sentence. Sinister, if I want to get real evil. Those are all... Doctor Sleep. Those are all movies that have been on my horror watch list for years. We'll see what I end up conquering, though. Small steps, right? All right. Great water, by the way. The water's hitting different on stream tonight. Favorite Harry Potter movie is Prisoner of Azkaban. Gotta be. Dominic says, as a Buckeye fan, that Georgia game, we shanked that kick haunts my dreams. What was your live reaction? I lost it, man. Oh, my light just went out. That means it's been at least an hour and a half that light has been on. An hour, it's almost been 2 hours on the stream. I just lost track of time. We're having a stream, though, I'll tell you that much. I lost it. I think I ripped my shirt off, and I was with 4 of my friends, and everyone's like, at the time, girlfriends were there, and we were just like, yeah. And it actually was at midnight, and so there were fireworks going off where I was watching it outside of the apartment I was at. It was nuts. It's like really one of my favorite memories as a Georgia fan. So I'm sorry that you were on the other end of that, but you're fine. You guys got an Natty last year. You'll be all right. But no, that was something, man. All right. Noah's performance in season 2, definitely great as well. If we're talking great performances in the show. Did I see the set picture of Lithgow as Dumbledore? I did. And every time I see a new picture from this show set, it looks like they're cosplaying, guys. And I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I hate to be that guy. I just feel like this show does not need to be made. I'm a hater as of right now, unfortunately. Elizabeth says, here's a song about Coraline. I haven't seen Coraline in years. I watched it with a friend who insisted that I watch the movie. And this was years ago. I have not seen it since, so I barely remember it, but it was pretty disturbing for a kids movie. That's what I remember the most. I was like, this is pretty dark, honestly. Mullet King, hello. We'll probably wrap soon because I haven't eaten. I'm getting hungry, and it's been 2 hours. But fire off your question, comment, concerns. Super chat's a way to go to guarantee I get to it before we end the stream. And appreciate you guys. If you've been here the whole time, hit the like button. If you've been here on the replay, hit the like button. We'll go for a few more minutes here. I have this, Elizabeth. I have it. It's on my shelf right over there. It's pretty sick. Jake says, hey, Chris, what do you think the SEC championship will be? It's very difficult to predict. Honestly, I don't want Georgia to be in it. I think it's with the current structure, there is no value if you win or lose. It's frankly irrelevant in my opinion. Everyone was saying, "Oh, well, you get the bye." Well, you have to take more time off, and everyone who had a bye didn't perform the best last year. So I would argue it's more beneficial, and because hear me out and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right here. If you go to the conference title and then you go on to win the national championship, and then versus, okay, you miss, and so you have to play in round one, and you go and win it all. You're playing the same amount of games. So really, you're playing the same amount of games if you host a home playoff game. You get an extra home game where you don't have to go play someone at a neutral site or in their house for that matter if you get the home one. And you get to stay hot. You don't have to take as long of a gap off between games and get cold. I think I'm fine if Georgia's not in it. And that is not a loser mentality. I promise you, everyone who won their conference title, like Oregon, I bet you they wish they didn't have that bye last year. They were undefeated and on fire, and they got the doors blown off them by Ohio State, a team who did not go to their conference title game, but they got hot at the right time. They had a home game versus Tennessee. I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Don't know. I think I really don't know who's going to go, and I don't care. I don't care. I just want Georgia to win out, and if they go 10-2, they'll still get in my opinion. So you got one more free game to lose. Hopefully, it's not a rival, and that's where I stand. That's where I stand. Just get in the playoff at this point. It's the new era, and I've accepted that. It's the new era where you can lose 2 games. You can almost lose 3 depending on the schedule. I don't think 3 would get. I think 3 would be cutting it close with Georgia's schedule this year, but like they can lose to Ole Miss. And still go to the playoff. It's craziness. They did it last year. They lost to Bama and Ole Miss, and they still went to the playoff. They won the SEC somehow. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Best tip for collecting Funko Pops would be find one fandom you really love and go all in on that one, because if you start to collect from different fandoms, you'll get hooked on them and you'll lose track. I would honestly go fandom by fandom. If you want Stranger Things, get all the Stranger Things pops you want and just focus on those, because there's an endless amount of Marvel pops, Star Wars pops, everything. So, or just pick a select few from one fandom. Like I have I think 5 Ted Lasso pops, but I got characters I like and I put them in one row and boom, that's it. But if you want to go all in on collecting a bunch of different fandoms, you need a lot of shelf space, and it's going to occupy a lot of your time. Thoughts on the new Taylor Swift album? I listened to it once. I've heard a couple songs a couple times. I don't hate it. I think there's some good songs on there. It's not something that I think I'll listen to a ton. I haven't listened to as much Taylor Swift over the past year or so. I've kind of not fallen out or anything. I listen to a lot of music and a lot of different artists. So listen to it. I like some of the songs. There's some that have been stuck in my head. It's definitely not her best work, in my opinion. It's not her worst, I don't think. What's up?
The new Taylor Swift album is good, and Chris likes it. He will like it after I make him listen to it more than once.
The lighting's going crazy there. That was nuts.
What?
It just looks there. It looks cool. I like it.
Oh, you mean when you don't have the world's brightest ring light on you?
Yeah, I like the dark. I was born in the dark. Run from it. You turning it off now? Whoa, that's crazy. It's nocturnal now. It's really like we're in the upside down. Whew, it's been over 2 hours on stream.
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy. The show goes on. There you go. That's Cam's take. What? I'll come see him shortly. We're wrapping the stream here soon. It's been over 2 hours. I got to eat. Okay, where was I though? Loki score bangs, absolutely. Which team do I think will be in the 12-team playoff? I mean, I think Georgia's going to get in there. I think Ohio State's pretty much in with the joke of the schedule they have remaining. I'm sorry. I think Oregon's in. I think Miami's in. I think just based on remaining schedule, by the way, I think that Texas Tech looks like the front runner for the Big 12. Whoever the G5 team is, they're going to get slaughtered, in my opinion. Slaughtered. It's going to be merciless. So we'll see what happens there. But hey, they deserve a spot for sure. They deserve to waste a spot that could have gone to an actual good team. That's my take. I'm very anti G5, unfortunately. If you guys are a fan of a G5 team, it's not ever going to happen. There's never going to be some Cinderella run from one of them. They're going to get the freaking doors blown off them by any. I don't care if it's Texas Tech. They'll win by 30. I mean, like, that's how I feel. I think, like, can you imagine the loser of the Big Ten or the SEC title is pissed off and they host Memphis or USF? And I know USF beat Florida. Florida's trash to me. I'm sorry. It's going to get ugly in there. It might be close for a half. It's going to get ugly by the end of the game. I don't want to hear it. I really don't. I don't know what to do about that. I don't think anyone can sit here and say, yeah, let's put him in there. It's like, whatever. It's whatever. I don't know what Sense 8 is, to be honest with you. I might have heard of it, maybe not. Is it a show or movie? Jay Hayes with the Super Chat says, what's for dinner? I think I got some chicken going and some broccoli, like a breaded chicken breast, sort of. I put like some Italian breadcrumbs on the chicken, just a little bit to give it some kick. I'll probably make a little homemade honey mustard. I'm actually now very hungry that I mentioned that. And so I think I might wrap soon. Guys. Might wrap. I have seen The Office. It was a comfort show for many years. I still quite like it. I just haven't rewatched it in years. One Battle Another after Oppenheimer. That's wild to me. Have I seen Weapons? I have. It's probably my movie of the year so far, honestly. Totally Tubular. You already know. Let's see. Most anticipated Lumax scene whenever she wakes up, hopefully. And they have their damn date at the movies. They need their movie night. They need that movie night. I'm out of water, so definitely going to have to end the stream soon. Welcome in. I know that it's a little late. Good for Charlie, but thank you for being here. Most stacked movie cast of all time. Probably Oppenheimer. Really, that's the one that came to mind. Oppenheimer, because of all the little cameos, all the Oscar winners in that movie. How will Hawkins cope with the invasion of the Upside Down? I mean, like Hawkins, how will they cope with the Upside Down bleeding in? I don't know. It's hard to say. Gina says, hey, Chris, watch for a while. Well, thank you, Gina. Appreciate that. I wanted to ask, what's been your favorite horror / scary movie if you're into them? My favorite scary movie. What's your favorite scary movie? Give me Scream. Scream is awesome. It's got horror, comedy, drama, romance. It's a perfect blend of it all, and it's a great Halloween watch, in my opinion. I also love Psycho, and honestly, give me some Saw, the OG Saw. What am I being for Halloween? I don't know yet. I don't know. Haunting of Hill House? I know I gotta watch that. Got to. I'm probably going to wrap soon. I've seen a lot of these questions are repeat ones, which is totally fine. But it was a damn fun stream, guys. We went for 2+ hours. Almost caught up in the chat here. I've answered a bunch of these. That's why I'm skipping ahead. And my favorite flavor of water. I love purified water. Ice cold. That's my favorite flavor of water right there. Any water. This is valid. Undefeated G5 over like an 8-4. I'll agree with that, but like to me, if like a 9-3 team who played like 6 ranked teams is the versus a G5's undefeated, I would take the 9-3 team. I don't care. I know you have to win the games on your schedule, but I mean, I'm just being a realist here. Especially if they're hot. It just depends on how they're doing, but that's a topic for another time. But I'm saying, like, what if there were just strictly a couple undefeated teams, some 11-1 teams, and some 10-2 teams, and then like a big, so like there could be 12 of those, and then there's like because the best G5 team gets in, right? I'm pretty sure no matter what. Is that how it works? I think a G5's in there. What if there's like a 10-2 G5? Yikes. Anyway. Do I watch NFL? I don't have an NFL team. I was a Falcons fan as a young child for a season or two, but I swore off them pretty quickly, so I haven't cared about them forever. And final question on a scale of 1 to 10, how bloody do I think Trading Season 5 will be? Give me an 8. I think they're really going to go for it with some of the blood and gore. And the next stream will probably be in a week or so. Probably 2 weeks if I had to guess. But that's going to do it for this stream. That was over 2 hours. That was a damn fun one. Thank you guys so much. If you're here live, if you're here on the replay, it means the world. Of course, hit that like button if you're in here live. Oh, shoot. We have one final super chat at the buzzer. Please, what's your P.O. box? It's Nahum P from last stream. Well, hey, welcome in. I don't have a P.O. box just yet. I am going to be setting one up before November. So I'll let you guys know when I have that. I'll have the address. You guys can send whatever you want. Funkos. You want to send a letter, a shirt, do whatever you want. I'll have that, though. I am going to do that. I've figured it out. So I'm going to be doing a P.O. box by before season 5 for sure. So hopefully by the end of this month, I will let you guys know when that happens. But that's the final thing of the night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here live. Greatly appreciate all the support. If you're here live on the replay, thank you so much. Got lots of fun things coming to the channel soon, especially as we approach season 5. Patreon's the place to be if you want that extra content. You want extra live streams, any of that. Patreon support over there truly, truly does mean the world. And that's going to do it. Go check out my recent video if you haven't. Go drop a like on it. I know there's 97 in here, so go check it out, all 97. Go drop a like. It'd be huge. It'd mean a lot. And go comment on it as well while you're at it. Tell me it came from the stream. But I'm going to go eat dinner. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, morning, day, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are in the world. Cannot thank you enough for all your support. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. And dare I say, on the other side of the upside down.